My hair look like Don King.
Hello, we up there.
Hey, everybody.
And I'm looking good.
It's a good day today.
It's a real good
Girl,
day.
and it's still the sunlight is still outside.
It's a great
Hello, y'all.
It's a wonderful day.
Hello.
Hello.
Come on in.
I cut up.
Say hello.
I'm about to
Amen.
share.
Yeah.
I'm about to share.
Yeah.
Oh, this camera make you look good.
It does. It's making me look
Wait a
different
minute.
today for some
I look
reason.
skinny or something.
I look flyer.
So we're live?
Yes, we're live.
Maybe you are.
Brother, we up in here.
We in
All
here.
eyes on you.
Oh, wow.
If I send you the link, I need you to click on
Oh,
Watch
she's
it
telling the people
and
to
get a
know.
heart or something. The men folks is in the room. That's what I'm sending it to. I'm sending it. I need
Go
you to do
ahead and
that.
share. You know, we're a little late, but it's okay. What y'all over there doing?
Yes, come on in the room.
Come in the room. In the room.
Yeah, don't give me a heart on my messenger. People give me a heart on messenger, like, hey, I see it.
Watch it.
No, don't give me a heart on messenger. Give me a heart on.
Go ahead and share. Oh, I
Friends
gotta
and
go.
foes alike. I send them to Don't care.
Hey, brother.
So today our special guest is none other than the marvelous. What's that name? That show on
Marvelous.
The marvelous.
Marvelous.
Magnificent. Big Madden.
Mr.
Bradley. Come on down.
Come on, because he's in the room.
Oh, my God.
He is in the room, y'all. He's here.
Come on and walk heavy.
Come
Muscle.
on.
We just cutting up, y'all. It's nothing.
Come on in the room.
Walk heavy in this place. I want to know, are you cool enough? Because I am burning up.
Yeah, I just got
Hot
hot.
too.
Yeah, y'all, you may want to. She turned it down because
Yeah, I'm like, I'm hot.
Yeah, here's the case. You got it. It's okay. I got it. Okay.
Hello, people.
It's okay.
Hello, good
Let
people.
me sit right. Let me sit right.
Let me send, tag a friend.
I see
Like,
it. I know
share.
y'all gonna see it
Yep.
because I shared it to the story.
Let
So
me see.
you get more views on story than you do on.
You do.
That means
Absolutely.
folks is watching you.
Let me send it to mother in the inbox.
Yes.
We should have about
Huh?
Did you do it?
at least about
Not yet.
thousands of people watching right now.
Oh, don't worry, it's coming.
It's coming.
Oh.
They do a
don't
slow
worry.
trickle.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel the air. Hey,
Girl,
Yeah.
I feel it.
Woo! So B, just want to let you know we get a little rowdy as it continues on.
Okay.
Right now we're just in the
We're just being
beginning
ourselves.
stages
Yes.
of the show. You like that girl?
She did.
I did.
She
But it's all in love, though.
All of it. Well,
We love each other.
I am excited to be here.
We are excited.
Here's my brother, so, and all my
You're not by
sisters.
yourself.
I can hold him back. You guys might
You been holding back.
hold him back.
Oh,
Oh, you're the only man?
don't hold back on
I'm
us now.
really overwhelmed right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's gonna be a good show because
Welcome
Brandon,
to-
he's up here,
At
so
least-
I know he has a lot of
If
wisdom.
we get at least 3 of y'all are agree on the same subject, the guys just have no chance.
Yeah,
You know, so
but he's good. I really listen to him, so
maybe
I know
two
women
strong.
gonna
Really?
listen.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So I know you have a lot of good stuff to say.
That's the way you feel, though.
When you come to them things and topics, I know you do. You
Oh,
got the best of all the world.
That's the
Whoa.
way you feel.
If I'm lying, I'm
Not
lying.
to his ego versus her confidence. I really
See, I know he have a lot of info.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Cause I listen to Brother Brandon.
Yeah.
Brother Brandon be like, "What you think about that here right here?"
Brother Brandon.
I definitely listen to Brother Brandon.
Cause I will ask him, tell
There
him,
you have it, folks. Brother Brandon.
brother, whatever you want to call him.
Brother.
Bishop.
Since he gonna call me
Beat
sister.
short. Call me BB.
So we're gonna get down to business. As you guys come on, y'all know this is what we do. It's probably definitely gonna be a longer show than an hour. So if you can't tune in live, I mean all our shows been, kind of lengthy.
When the men, it's been
Yeah, because it's been interesting conversations. And if you have not, we would urge you to go back the last 3 weeks.
Not last week, because I was probably
It's okay.
It's
okay.
We was all spicy.
But we would urge you to go back the last 3 weeks. It was really great conversation. So tonight we're gonna do business of the week.
And I do have
with
a quote.
Aisha.
I do have a quote.
We know you do.
I got it from somebody, but it's a quote. Because Tammy had a bad week. Let me tell you.
So business of the week will be, sorry you guys, Fu Wang's.
Oh, look, so good.
Dang, they're so good.
They got them dang on.
His name is Mr. Franks, and he has Fu Wang's on Carolina Beach.
Mm.
He has delicious food, great food. Facebook at Fu Wang's, Instagram at Wang's on Deck, website www.fuwangs.com. Fu Wang's takeaway food in Wilmington.
Mm.
He has good food.
Yes, he does. He
Yeah,
really
you
does have
order it,
really,
you
really
His
order it.
good.
his crab rice is one of my favorites.
Them big old shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't even finish them all.
I've heard of them.
Renee,
You are
you
missing
got
out.
to go.
You
Don't
are
You're
wait.
missing out. Oh my gosh.
And it's worth. Ooh, who calling my phone? I'm not gonna answer.
Oh, help me. Jesus.
Deliciousness. Hot Toddy is calling. I won't answer.
Do you want me to go ahead and do the
Hot
words?
toddy.
Get up,
Toddy.
right?
Yeah, that's the hot toddy.
Yeah.
I won't answer.
That made your night right now.
Yeah, give it.
Yeah.
He's done.
Girl, your smile went from this to
You know what happened? Girl, I can only say 45 minutes.
That's a hot toddy.
So the word of the week is structure. It's, like a construct or arrange according to plan. So today is going to be somewhat similar or kind of geared around what structure means.
Mhm.
If you don't have structure, everything else is going to crumble.
That's right.
So I would advise you to incorporate some structure in your daily plan. When you wake up, the things that you want to do, because without a plan, your day falls apart.
That's true.
And so that goes on with life as well. So go ahead, set your plan, get your structure implemented, and rock on with your bad self.
Structure.
What you got for us?
That's a good word.
That is a good word.
So,
Here you go with these crazy behinds.
so
Scenario.
I got a scenario, but we're gonna do I'm gonna do words first.
Okay.
I should have picked up the cards earlier when I seen them on the table.
Yeah, you should have. What is the word?
version-
It's not that bad.
So what's the scenario?
You see that last
You
one?
want the scenario or you want the word?
You said
Give
that
me the
last
word
week.
first. We
Word.
get past the word.
So we play a game. I give them words, and they gotta tell me the first thought that comes to their minds whenever I say the word.
It's usually
So they got
definition.
words.
What was right?
Support.
Oh,
Good.
this table.
Worth it.
Sisterhood. Brotherhood.
Necessary.
I don't know, but when you said support, the first thing that came to my mind was undergarments.
That's a good one. Undergarments.
I don't. For some reason, it just came. I don't know if it's because psychologically in my mind, I'm thinking brilliant brains of a woman, and it just made me think of undergarments.
Cause we do the undergarments. Some people
don't
don't
wear
wear
them.
Like
Some
I need
people
to
don't
wear
wear
them. Some
To
people
God
don't
be the
wear
glory.
them.
Undergarments.
Bras. But my undergarments ain't cheap.
Anything up under the under.
Support,
That would the support.
Yeah. So that makes sense.
hair support, everything.
Wait a minute.
Support.
This one said undergarments.
Oh God.
Because of those
That's
under.
good.
I was being honest. You said the first thing
That's
that
it,
comes
yeah.
to mind.
That's good. I like that.
And
My
then
brother
I
said
think
draws.
Red and draws.
That wrong.
like I said, I think it's because psychologically,
Yeah.
I'm in a frame of mind that
Cause you're
With
company of
women, yeah.
women.
Yeah.
I get that.
Oh yeah, I understand
That
that.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So success.
money,
Long term.
Life.
Process.
Building.
Process.
Building.
I feel like I still say necessary. In a relationship, it's definitely necessary. It's one of those key things that make it happen.
Absolutely.
Even any, from a, your spouse or friendship, we getting older now, so just saying we cool is one thing, but sometimes your boys might want to do some business.
Yeah.
And so that's the friendship. That's the
Yeah.
So it's all of that.
What you say, Brandon?
For success, I would say, honestly, I'm
He said, let
thinking.
me find something.
Yeah,
He has to tell me. Let
me see, Lord, what you want? I'm joking. No, seriously, so I'm thinking about success, and now, as you said, just getting older, you think success is money, you think success is accomplishing goals, and it can be, but as I'm getting older, success for me has a lot to do with maturity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's
That
really
is
good.
real.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
You better bring the wisdom in the room.
See,
Because you can't succeed without being mature.
Well, if I
Unless you
may,
dust yourself off.
You may.
Well, see, I think maturity in the sense of a seed. Everything we receive comes in seed form. We never receive the full, complete product. So everything has to come in the form of a deposited seed. So I'm just thinking everything surrounding that seed or the process of maturation or maturity, it happens when it's alone in the dark.
It does.
Sure.
You got some hearts on here,
Hey,
bro.
y'all didn't go.
I get a heart.
You got some hearts.
Y'all heart me.
Y'all might send this man an offering.
Cash out.
Y'all can cash at me. Hey man, tax deductible. I'll have the accountant send you a donation statement at the end of the year.
Okay.
Okay.
And I have kids.
Oh my
Kids.
God.
He passed kids. She was cheering.
Yeah, we got cheering.
Mispronunciation.
A whole choir.
A basketball team.
So the last word is purpose.
Oh wow.
Oh.
This is all gonna come full circle, right?
Ooh. Finding your way. Purpose is. You think one thing be your purpose, and then boom, something else come up and be your purpose. Well, I don't know. It's a merry-go-round for me with the purpose thing.
You said merry-go-round?
Yeah,
Because of being a merry-go-round, I was going to say it's never ending.
it's never ending.
So you got to be patient with your purpose. Because if you're patient enough to understand that it's going to come, it's going to make you the most happiest person in the world, say, I found it. That may be your stepping stone to your next. A lot of people, because of who they are as a person, they'll latch onto the first thing that looks good, stay with it. But if it fails, they feel like they're a failure instead of moving on. Like a relationship.
And like you just said, purpose, I say patience.
You gotta have one. You can't have one without the other. Everybody has a purpose.
Yeah.
But it depends on the person who's patient enough to reach it.
What about you, Sue?
I would think it's very revealing. So it's very revelatory. Only because all the work that you put in sometimes might not come when you want it, but when it does come, it's all the work that you did up until that point.
Goes back to that seed.
Right. And so, planting the process and planting the seed and watching it grow, and then sometimes watching it die and trying to recultivate that thing and then bringing it back full fruition makes sense when you can finally see a glimpse of what the purpose. It's kind of like the silver lining of things in your life.
I need to have my little post-it because I'm a note taker. But when you said when you said watching it die, and one of the things that came to me was with purpose was clear sight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you think if you know your purpose in life and what you're called to do, you have a clear picture of what it is. It's not blurry, it's not obscured. But when you said the fact about being able to watch it die, because sometimes things can die in front of us and we get so fixated on trying to restore it, but you have to take your hands off and say, no, this has to die. It has to die right now because I no longer need this.
That's right.
So
But that thing, I was thinking about that, like on Saturday when I was planting my flowers, I saw when my aloe plant died. So I took it out and I say, I'm going to have to let it sit, dry out, and replant it again.
Yeah.
To make it purposeful.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Come on,
but look, so check this out. So in the front of my house, you know, in front of my house we have a lot of bushes, right? And it's dead and it's brown, but because it's in an environment of things that are living, those living things are growing within it. So now when it blooms in, you can still see evidence that there is a dead bush. And they told me a long time ago, they said you need to uproot this bush because it's poisonous.
Yeah.
But for some reason, you know what I'm saying? And like you said, like, okay, I see this is dead. It no longer serves a purpose, but taking up that little precious space so it doesn't mess up the symmetry of of the landscape. Because I don't want it empty. And that'll preach right there.
And
You sure
like,
will.
like,
You sure don't want it empty.
You don't want it
No.
empty. I don't want that space to be empty right
Because
now.
then anything can get in there.
Anything
Yeah,
can get in there.
because like Simone had planted an elephant ear, but before she planted it, she researched this whole plant on what to do. She did a whole research. If I plant it here, it's gonna eat up. If it's gonna do this, it's gonna do this. Then she planted it and put a note on her phone. I need to water it this day, this day, this day. So she purpose with that plant. That's her goal.
You
That
absolutely have to. You
She
absolutely
might
have
like
to.
going to the arboretum.
she don't. She just did that because she needed a purpose to do something.
Because you know they do with the plants and all that.
No.
She wouldn't have a purpose of doing something.
No. She just wanted to do something, and that's something.
What
for
she
her.
did.
It just needs to be repositioned, Mother
Yes.
said.
Yes.
Mother
It's
said
not,
that.
it's
Mother
not
said.
dead.
She said it's not dead, but it's dormant.
It's not dead. It's
That part. That is exactly
Come
right.
on, Shanita.
We need to have
Oh, that was
Mama
Mother
should-
Shanita.
Yes.
Oh.
We need to have her on the talk
Yeah.
show about how to make
Dormant. That's what the owl plant is. Dormant.
Dormant.
Yep, that's exactly right. Exactly right.
Turn the color up on it a little bit.
Yeah, I got my eyes on.
There you go. Just repositioning.
I like that.
So, I'm gonna give everybody the scenario.
Oh, let me
Oh, God.
brace myself.
I don't think it's that bad.
Okay.
I mean, y'all might get a little upset.
Well, read the scenario.
My wife and I have been married for 15 years. I'm a deacon at our local church. We have been a part of the ministry for 5 years. I work full time with a 6-figure salary. I also have a business that brings in $70,000 a year. We are true believers of God, and our spiritual growth has grown rapidly over the last 5 years. My love for her and my family has grown stronger. I must say my biggest test and trust with God has come. God has nudged me has been nudging me for months to quit my 6-figure job. Now at the point where I'm having restless nights. The confirmation came through a visitor that ministered at our church. My wife thought it was a joke and mocked the prophet with laughter and said it was a lie. I finally broke the news to tell her it was true, that God did tell me to leave my 6-figure job and to work ministry and continue building my business full time. Well, let's just say that didn't go over well, and she told me I was crazy and I would be foolish to pursue with this nonsense. It's been 2 weeks and she hasn't said much to me. I never seen her like this in our 15 years of our relationship. Please help.
Well, she not walking with God. If she walking with God, she'll trust her husband. No. That goes along with trusting her husband again.
So it's really
I'm gonna sip this tea.
because this is
This
my
really
thing.
happened in life, y'all.
No, for real, but this is my
In
thing.
real
This your
life.
husband, right?
Yeah.
And he's the lead of the
He's
home,
the head of the
correct?
household.
Right. So if he told you that God told him to do what he told him to do, and you call him crazy, then ma'am, you got into this for the whole wrong reasons here. Because this is your man, and he ain't gonna lead you wrong. Not the man of God.
Let's back it up. She mocked the prophet. Let's back it all the way up. Like, she laughed and said the prophet was a lie.
Because she think about the 6 figures.
Of course.
But you know, I think it's. Let me try to work. I think it's it's only in ignorance that we would choose to mock something that we don't understand or can see. You think about Job's wife, since you said the prophet.
Yes, Job's
wife mocked him. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm just thinking like, but it's only in, I would say, in insecurity and out of ignorance that we would mock the thing that we don't have the complete picture. In other words, she could not see the ending to what her husband was passionate about.
Yeah.
The thing is, the reality is, I'll take a $70,000 revenue for my business annually, any day, and I'm making 6 figures. But I almost guarantee you, it was a 6-figure job that fueled the $70,000 business venture, and so now, I mean, you can live decent off $70,000.
Yes,
Been there, and so
and
what people don't understand is, and maybe that's what's you taking us into this, but I think to that wife, going back to the success piece, the maturity piece, sometimes you have to just wait that process out and just see how things are gonna unfold.
Tay said, I asked her if God was leading her or money.
I think it was the money.
Yeah, I mean, in this scenario, it was fully the money. I mean,
she got used to the money.
Yeah.
Again, it's sad to say. What did she do?
That's what I was thinking too.
Probably ain't did nothing but sat at home. Probably
Now that's
chicken was dry.
It's always that little piece that miss what
If she
at
was cooking
home.
the
If
chicken.
she was cooking
Working at home, was she
anything,
at home?
spending his money.
Yeah.
That's the
Probably
case.
spending his money.
She gotta go though.
Yeah.
That's on every.
He need to
part
drop
of
it
life.
right off at the
Yes,
altar.
right at all. That's no problem.
So how would y'all handle that as men being in the household? Because basically she's not supporting her man when he is doing what God has called him to do. Like she's looking at it from the physical perspective of what he's bringing in. I mean, he can lose his job today or tomorrow,
Right.
and you depending on this 6-figure where you got $70,000. I can live off $70,000. Like for real.
Yeah.
I know I can. I'm living off about a good
And for that
55
there, I'm
right
quite,
now.
for
I
that
got
there,
to
I'm,
use 70.
but for
Like
that
it's
there,
a lot
I'm
of
quite
positive-
sure that bills is caught up and all that good stuff. I mean,
It's a positive spin to it. I mean, you got more time now, so you know.
Yeah.
Some people kind of use that. I mean, what amount of time would somebody pay for? What's the dollar amount? Nobody could put it. But if you have to contribute to actually doing the 70,000 and you're doing your own thing, first of all, you got less taxes.
Okay, can I? So I'll take this.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll take this in another way too. Oftentimes in relationship, we are hearing that a lot of women don't feel emotionally supported. How do you think that man feels?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Some words.
Yeah.
How you think this husband feels where he is really, in essence, he's wanting to walk out obedience
Yeah.
by faith,
Yeah.
listening to what the prophet said.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know anyone who could say, oh, the prophet said this, and it was just so easy for me to walk it out. Me personally, everything is like, ooh, it's a process. I still got some stuff that I know God said he was going to do for me, and I'm kind of like, Lord, I'm scared.
Right, period.
Yeah.
I mean,
The unfolding of things.
yes.
It's more
Because
than
I don't
just-
know.
Yeah. It's like getting to the ledge,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't see the invisible rope connecting the sides.
Yeah.
But you're saying, God, I still have to trust you in the midst of it
Exactly.
all. I didn't hear the scenario because I was handling some business.
I'll go over it in the short term. There's a wife and a husband married for 15 years. The Lord has been nudging him to basically.
He's a deacon.
And he's a deacon.
Okay, he's in church.
And he's a deacon, and they've been at church for 5 years. And he's been saying that the Lord has been nudging him to quit his job to the point where his 6-figure job, because he makes 6 figures, and he has a business that brings in $70,000 a year. So 6 figures, $70,000 a year. And the Lord told him, to quit his 6-figure job. Well, he's been wrestling with it. He never told his wife, but there was a minister that came and ministered to their church, which happened to be a prophet, that told him basically what God had been telling him for months. The wife had pretty much mocked the prophet, and said, you know, that's crazy, that's a lie. But he went ahead and broke down and told her that it was true. And so she got upset, told him, like, that's foolishness, I don't understand why you do that, and basically have not been really talking to him for the last 2 weeks.
So how many women do we know in the Bible that have said to their husband to go against what God said? And what ended up happening to them? Both of them dead. Go!
Somebody turned into a pillar of
Lot's
salt.
wife.
That was Lot's
wife.
She had me.
Look at
The one with
David.
David.
Yeah, I brought up Job. Dave's wife.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and that's what made me really like refer to that, because I think a lot of times in modern day times, because I thank God whenever I had to go through that process and God told me to quit my job, that I wasn't in a relationship with anybody, because that I can imagine the person that I was connected to, or was connected to in my past, would have said, that's crazy, that's foolishness. And even when I was going through my process and I stayed out of work for a year and a half, like, God didn't miss a beat for me. And on top of that, like, there was laughter, that was crazy, something's wrong with you, are you having a mental breakdown, all of that. So I can understand from a woman's perspective where he's coming from. And God knew when to do it for me to not let me be in a relationship for it. So,
Well, we kind of went through a little something similar to that, didn't we, honey? Yeah. Yeah, we did. We did.
These two.
She was waiting to
but
see.
I think I'm glad I wasn't in a relationship, because I know that was a hard pill to swallow for me.
Well,
in a relationship with
well.
God, God tells me to do something, I'm doing it.
I'm glad you said that. So, what ends up happening is, when you're in a marriage, it hits different.
It does.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
School me, sis.
I'm about
It's a
to.
whole lot different.
School.
It hits different
Yeah.
because your money and my money come together to keep this thing running,
Yeah.
right? And so you hit highs and you hit lows. And there's days where I'm gonna be mad at you and you're gonna be mad at me. There were days when he first got into the industry and roles had switched. I was on the top, he was on the bottom.
Yeah.
There was never a time when I looked down on him because he made less
Never,
than I did.
never.
But because he is a saver and because he knows how to manage money very well, wherein I am the spender.
You need
Okay.
to teach your sister.
Wow.
What had to happen was, because he made less than me, he always looked like he made more than me. Not because of anything
Say
else.
that again.
He always looked like he made more than me because he's a saver. And even though I made more money, I didn't save more money.
And you didn't throw it in his face.
And I never threw it in his
That's
face.
belittle.
So for a woman to tell her husband, oh, you're crazy, because her tail was cushy, she probably ain't work. She was used to that six. She was probably used to that six-figure job and that additional income he had coming in, and it scared her to bits. Because what are people? Because what are people going to say about us? Because my husband doesn't have a six-figure job. Have a please.
And then again, ain't everybody.
You don't know what God had. That's the whole problem. You don't know what's on the other side of that promise.
Yes, that's what I was getting to.
Right.
You don't know.
Everything takes time. I mean,
And granted,
I can live off 70,000. I'm still stuck on that.
and granted, between the two of us, we clawed our way up. And if I can I say this? I still make more. But everything that comes into my home, we get paid on the same day.
God, that's good. How? My God. Okay.
Babe, this
so we get paid on the same day.
my husband will say, this is what's due. This is what's going to our savings. These are what bills are due. This is what money you'll have left to use how you want to. He has it in his hand. I see it every month. But you would never know until I just said something. Who made the most money?
Yeah.
Because that's not how it works.
And it ain't even about that, though. It's really not.
It's not.
Even if you're a man, because I know before
Y'all.
Sean passed, when he didn't have a job, when he got out of the military, people think it's easy when you get out. You
No,
know,
it's
it's
not.
hard.
It is.
And I worked still, but I still came home and cooked my husband his food.
Yeah.
I still treated him like the king he was. Because
That's
that's
right.
belittling someone.
But I don't
but
cook, but I get it.
Oh,
I would say,
I'm a cooker, so.
I would say though, but the wisdom behind stewardship is wealthiness.
It's right.
It's a mindset of wealth.
That's right.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
good.
So,
management.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So in terms of, I love how she said, because honestly, since the quarantine, the pandemic, I've not made half as much as what I used to make.
Yeah.
And I was like right there on the cusp of six figures. And now, no. So now at this moment, my wife makes more, you know, and it is, now this is the thing though, going back to that maturity piece, there was a time period because of what I grew up in culture, you know, my dad was a provider, he was the one where he made all the money and he was a saver and stuff like that. So it made me think that, okay, well, am I less than?
Culture.
Yeah, you know. Now that was back then. That was back then. So now, yeah, and so and you know, as men, a lot of times we take what we are offered to make sure we are bringing something to the table.
Yeah.
Because you know, it may not be just as much as you're making, but my wisdom behind how I can manage it, it's more than any amount of money you could ever bring in.
If I didn't have them, I would be lost. And that's,
yeah.
in all honesty and very much sincerity, because my husband has a grace.
Yeah.
My husband has a grace to say, no, we're not going to do that.
And that's the leader of your household.
And that is the head of my household. And let me tell y'all something, that's hard for somebody strong.
Ugh.
I'm sure.
It is. It is.
Y'all teach me though, because when I married,
You gotta humble yourself.
Huh?
And another thing.
And present humility.
Baby.
Oh my God.
Listen.
It's sexy.
Cause I'm gonna be honest with you. I need a man. Tell me what to do.
Shut up!
What you want me to do?
Be quiet!
What do you want?
Now you be in church.
What you want me to do? I'm gonna do it. Go in the house? Okay.
No.
What do you want me to do?
Now even,
Come to!
now even saying that. Now how
Tell me. Woo, it's such a turn on. Tell me what to do. What to do? I don't know.
I mean, I know what to do,
But I know what to do too, but I want him to tell me what to do.
See, and that's your problem, and that's your problem, right there.
But hold on. But is it so much you want him to tell you what to do, or do you want him to lead you? Because leading.
It's a difference in telling what to do.
Exactly.
Like I can give an example. Saturday, I heard somebody, I don't know who was shooting at my neighborhood because I don't live in that kind of neighborhood, but somebody was. So I was on the phone with Hot Toddy. I'm just gonna say.
Oh,
and he said,
We told you we were around here.
he said, you need to go in the house. And I was like, why? Just go in the house. I would have to drive there because I'm gonna shoot him. Just go in the house, lock the door.
You a shooter? Did you say you a shooter?
Somebody was shooting.
I bet you were tiptoe. Okay.
So it's like he wasn't telling, it was protecting me, but he wasn't like, take that off.
But
You know,
it's
it's a different kind
of
of telling me what to do. Yeah, I was like, okay.
So let me tell y'all
I might
about
have
this
up a
because
little bit then.
Yes, you do.
Because
Who you talking
I need
to?
to loosen up a little bit.
a lot of it.
a
What?
lot of it.
A lot.
I said a little
See,
bit.
like that right there.
He said, "Tell her stop being so mean."
all the way up.
Brandon, she was so mean. This guy called in.
Who he talking to?
Girl, you rolling out.
Let me tell you something. Oh, like
She about to go whole slam on the corner.
she about to be.
Are we taking
Where
calls?
he at? Let me find. Hey, no, she's like, let me find him in the street. Let me find out who he is on the
On
street.
site.
On site.
I know who he is.
See?
And that's why I was going in.
But to add one more thing to what y'all got was talking about earlier, whenever you have someone, and the brain could contest this part, if you will accept the situation and everything's all good, my thing to make myself feel better as a man, understanding that, is to provide something that's going to bring much more. I may make less more, but I'm gonna give you a plan.
Child,
So I said, what is this? What's going on? She said, Case, they got this business, whatever. I said, okay, we're gonna do that.
We're gonna talk about
What
stuff
else?
later on.
So I went. So I just take.
No.
But you gotta. But this is how you
Yes.
become the actual man. You can actually create.
That little girl coming. I'm sorry.
You need to hold
I
on
just
for a
told
second.
her that.
Hold on, let me finish it because.
But go ahead and finish. Go ahead and finish, bro.
But
Because
basically,
you speaking the truth right now.
But what I offer her, this is where I'm from. So if she says what we need to do, now I say, okay, what's the plan? I give her a plan. This is the reason why we save the money. You say you want this and that. You give me a time you want it. It's gonna be there. You say you want your business by this time. It's gonna be there. So if it's out, if I can sit there and play with numbers for about an hour or so, I come up with an answer, and it's a definite. I don't like for her to dream about something and then wonder why it doesn't happen. I feel like I feel because I didn't give her a plan.
Ooh,
It's all my fault. I didn't give her a plan.
the Bible says, write the vision and
Make it plain.
But the preceding
No, that's
the
good.
scripture talks about because I'm just gonna piggyback on you. So when you're running and reading, you won't faint.
That's right.
And many people, they have nothing to run to, such as a plan or a vision to bring or create wealth and security. I don't think, I think I know them a little bit. I don't think they're after millions and millions of dollars. But the security, you know what I'm saying?
She's trying to get Beyonce's house. Girl, what's up?
Where your seed at?
We move next door.
You ain't made music about 20 years. I know you ain't got
I think they said she pregnant with the third child.
Don't be talking about her. You want to be half time.
But I'm just thinking.
neighbors.
I'm coming over.
Now, I'm not saying that y'all will not come into millions, but I'm just saying.
This emphasis. Let me get that.
She corrected him the second time.
Billions, okay.
Okay, beats.
Billions. But I'm just thinking, I love what you said because that fuels, that level of support fuels her emotion to be able to bear or to be pregnant with that purpose, that vision.
Absolutely.
And I think just from the business world, whenever you are drafting a vision or a mission statement, they say the idea behind your mission statement, if it is something that can be accomplished, it was never a mission. Right. It should be something in perpetuity.
Fortuitous.
Yeah, perpetual.
Perpetual. Oh.
There we go. I swear I'm
It's a
drinking
living
tea.
It's a living dictionary over here.
Yeah, it was on the tip of my tongue. I was like, but y'all got that?
We got it.
We
All
got
right.
it. We got it.
And so that we're definitely already in the vein of the conversation, and it is called Man's Ego versus Her Confidence: a single, a married, and divorced perspective. Word. So, well, we're gonna introduce Mr. Brandon Bradley. So the founder of Christian Leaders Consulting. Can you tell us just a little bit about him? Just a little bit.
So basically,
CLC.
yeah, thank you.
Hello.
Yep, CLC. Basically, Christian Leaders Consulting is for your Christian leader, entrepreneur.
Okay.
the statistics say that over 89%, so we may as well say 90%, 90% of Christian leaders, mainly pastors, struggle with writing their vision out. So they struggle with having the support of the community of people who make up their church and accomplishing the vision for that church, essentially because the people can't see it because you didn't write it down. So the idea of my consulting company is to partner with those leaders, pick their brain, find out, okay, what are you trying to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to be known for? And how to strategically place that on paper. And then, like you said, now how do we get from point A to point B? Something that can be duplicated should you pass.
That's good.
Not something that you just hold on to, but something that could create legacy.
That's
good.
You know, Baptist churches, they want to hold on to it.
Oh, they want to
they
hold
got.
on.
That's why they be in debt.
So that's good.
And then-
That is really good.
Dead.
So do you have any church that needs help, like things of that nature?
I would help anybody who call me.
Is
I'm
it just
sorry,
church
no.
or is it just people?
It's just Christian leaders. And the reason why it's Christian
Detail
leaders
me on
consulting
Christian leaders.
because my undergraduate is in theology.
Okay.
So I like to use biblical principles
Mm-hmm.
in terms of actually let's look into the word and find out does your vision line up to what's in the word and what the plan of God has for your life. Don't go out here trying to do like we're right here, we chilling. We are not, this is not The View. This isn't
Not yet.
no, well, but actually, can I say this? But it will never be The View.
No,
Why? Because The View got their thing,
Yeah.
and I think this right here is so unique that when it's on the scene, then people will say, "Oh no, this is what is this, Blue Top Table Talk, Blue Top Table Talk,
Okay.
Blue Top Table Talk."
I like that.
Well, I like this. So that's what it is. You get what I'm saying? Like it could
I get
never
what you're
be.
saying.
When you think of all the brilliant minds at the table, it could never be. You know what I'm saying? It could never. The View couldn't come close. When you now, I'll tell you what sexy is on a woman. I'll just say it. What sexy is when you have a woman walking in boldness and confidence. You know, like y'all know how y'all get y'all hair done.
How they be
And y'all nails,
like that right
and
now?
y'all lashes, and y'all,
She
and
bad
y'all be like,
at
y'all know y'all be moving, and then when y'all walk away from him, y'all be in y'all mind, y'all be like, oh, I know he looking at me. I know he think I look good.
I feel this way with this uncome fro.
But you know what though? But see, because again, that's
your confidence.
that's your confidence. And I mean, in case you tell, you could be nappy head and still look good.
Yeah. 'cause
Yeah.
I'm
If you bad, you bad.
Because
I
I'm a
mean,
big girl and I still know I gotta come.
oh well, big.
We're gonna say, hey,
Especially with tiptoe to the door.
I'm in here.
I'm
in the house.
Now BBW's
Listen,
shoot.
that's that confidence.
Okay. Hey, what's her name? Google.
yes.
Yes.
Let me tell you
Yes,
something.
ma'am.
Google.
Erica Campbell,
Erica
young
Campbell's
sister.
sister.
Let me
Mary,
tell you something. Yeah,
Mary's
Mary's
sister. She bad. I'm
Oh,
sorry, but she
hey, look.
bad.
You can't convince me. That's hey.
She like, you get this is what you
Yeah.
get.
And come out with a 2-piece.
Yeah.
I said, oh,
Yeah.
come through.
Yeah.
Oh, big girl, what you gonna do?
Oh, for real.
Yeah, I'm just saying though.
Okay,
Yeah.
Spandex
The
and
days-
all.
Okay.
Yeah, the days of women, to be honest, just in terms of, well, I'll let you go ahead. Go with me.
Oh no, you're fine. So like I said, it's man's ego versus her confidence, and so that goes back. I would even say it like this: I have met many men who woman might be spiritually in that phase versus the male, and I've seen and heard that the male almost feels like he's not worthy to get in that spiritual vein as the woman. So how does that
Wow.
Yeah, I really wanted to go into that
Oh,
conversation
my.
because I
He
came
had to sip his
into
tea on that. He had to sip his-
I came into many women feel like I'm here spiritually and you there.
So
and it will destroy a man's confidence.
His ego.
So can I say this? That's what I did. Oh, I was horrible.
You were horrible.
Like I'm being honest,
Yeah.
I was horrible, and I would make people think that it was all him.
Oh, yeah.
So it wasn't.
I'm
It was me too, because that's where I was at. Like
Because
what
you
you
weren't feeding
doing?
them.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
You wasn't.
But this
And I
go
think I told
round,
you that too.
when I
Back
took my
then.
step, you know, you did,
I did.
you did,
I called you. I did.
and I felt the type of way because I called Kill.
Yeah.
And then Kill had to tell me and get me. And but you were right.
Yeah.
So I took in
Mhm.
everything that was said, everything. Like now I got it. Like I'm be praying. Like when you feel like your mind about to drift off, let me turn on the vault, some prayer, somebody.
Yeah.
I'm getting the holy oil.
Yeah.
We gonna do this thing the right way this time.
And just because you up there and he down,
But that don't mean
It don't mean
he can be
nothing.
up there too. It's
Yeah.
just I feel like he should be in the place
Where
where
you
I
are.
wanted him
yeah,
to be.
yeah.
You can't.
And God had to say,
I'm so glad
no,
you see
you
that.
ain't where I want you to be.
Yeah.
So I would rather for him to become the man of God that God wants him to be, then he'll be everything to me.
And the only reason I can tell you that is because I did it. Wow.
I definitely did it.
Yeah.
I did it so much to the point where he would be sitting at home waiting for me to come home. And I didn't come home till like 3 o'clock in the morning for being at the church.
Yeah, me too.
Look at him. He getting his phone.
And that was early on in our church.
Yeah.
That to me,
Remember them days?
you're.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Not only are you no good to God or the church, but you're no good to yourself
At all.
when you don't have that level of balance. and
That's right. There was no balance.
Yeah.
We was
because
arguing all the time.
Yeah.
Arguing all the time, pissed off at each other. And then you go to church and you Hanamanashika and then come
Lying.
home and be full of hell.
Can I?
Yeah.
Can I say something though?
Say it. Say it.
Jesus.
The institution of church is sometimes one of the worst places to try and receive guidance for relationships. The institute. I didn't say the Lord's church.
That's right.
Because the Lord's church is perfect. But
The
the man's church
Yeah.
sometimes is the worst place that you could receive guidance for a relationship, because everyone is giving their account
That's right.
Yeah.
based on their experience, and what worked in your household is
It's
not
not
going to
gonna work
work
in
here.
mine.
It's
That's
right.
why it's always important to turn to that same book that everybody else is reading and find out what the plan and will of God is for your life.
Yeah.
You said something when you gave me the topic about a man's ego versus her confidence. This is to you because you said this. One of the thoughts that, or a talking point that came to mind was a woman finds confidence in the thing that she finds safety, security, or trust in.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I know that definition. You're right.
So you think in religion, not in relationship, but you think the start of cultivating relationship with God, we first find religion,
That's right.
right? Because we listen to someone's account as to what tradition says, as to culturally, what we see to be working,
Yeah.
and then
yeah,
behind
everybody
closed doors,
else,
you
yeah.
realize no. That ain't really
That
working
ain't it.
the
That's
way
right,
you said
that's
it was
right.
supposed to be working. And what happens is we get disappointed because the product that we saw here is not matching up here. But then it makes you crazy because you're like, now I done follow all 14 steps.
Well, they said
They
doing
said,
it at church.
yeah. So you think a lot of times, essentially with women, when they find that thing that they can trust, that's the thing that they fall in love with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the thing they fall in love. Yeah.
You are
No, I was gonna say that's why a lot of times when perversion gets in,
It is.
perversion gets in, which means you done got off target. You found something that I could find trust in. So now we yield ourselves over to other things.
Yeah.
So and that can lead into
Mine
another
was
conversation.
alcohol.
But that's
Right.
also where cultish like activities come into
Yeah.
play.
Yeah, mine was
Because
getting
I
drunk
wanna
every
be
day. I ain't gonna lie, I
saved.
was drinking
So bad.
like it was.
And it's not that you want to be saved. Don't let me say that it's not that you want to be saved. It's that I want to fit in.
Yeah, you want to be
The
accepted.
in crowd.
Yeah.
that I'll do whatever it takes
Yeah.
to fit in and subject my home life because a lot of people are doing it.
Yeah.
I did it in the beginning.
Oh, I definitely did. I was girl, dedicated.
Yeah.
Do you
I
hear
definitely
me?
was. I remember I stayed the night at the church with a blanket.
Woo, girl.
But now, okay, so
But because of what I was going through, I needed to do that. Because,
I needed to do it too.
because of what I had just came out of a 11-year relationship. Here it is, my daughter. I don't even think she was 1 yet. She just made it to 1, and my son, he was like 4. So here I am. I just came out of this relationship, and I really didn't have. My family didn't even know what the bulk of what I was dealing with or what I was going through. And so, I mean, church was my safe haven. But then as you get that training and you mature in God,
Yes, sir.
you're like, wait a minute.
When you
all right.
really open up the word and really read the word and let it resonate in your soul,
Yeah.
things begin to change.
It does.
Things begin to fall off
It
of
does.
you.
It does.
And it's almost like the person you were when you started, people want you to remain that same person.
Oh, no.
But there is growth in Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
But I
If
know,
you so choose.
with me, I know I did need the church.
Yeah,
I needed it because I was in mourning, and that's what got. So if I was there all night long, it was fine with me. But like she said, you have to then learn yourself.
That's
I had to
right.
learn who I am, what I want, because therefore I was dealing with loneliness. So therefore you settle for anything in church and out church.
Got it.
You know what
Got
I'm
it.
saying? So I had to read COVID. Thank God for COVID, because COVID found Tammy. You get what I'm saying? It really did.
This isolation did.
It's
different.
It is.
So therefore, I had to find myself, church, men, because that was the week. You talking about drinking?
You know, girl.
Because honey, unless me a man, I'm not going to lie. But I tamed myself. You know what I'm saying?
Did you tame it?
But I tamed myself because Toddy got me under control. I'm coming this weekend and nothing going on. Boy, why would you do me? But I'm better. Okay, so
when
I'm
that
better.
Yeah, but I get it too because I know Kid Renee got. I mean, like, you let me this person.
But it brings balance, so you can bring balance to the church life and your personal life. And when you open your eyes and you realize this is it and this is what you're doing, then you realize at the end of the day, like, all right, now I can bring some type of safe haven and for my kids. And,
I'm much calmer.
and calm and you're cool and collected. But I just know there was a lot of times where my family, well, I'll say for people that I know, they literally would do that. They would literally be with this great man who's really a great man, but because he's not where she feel like he should be, you don't know what's, and I think God really does. I think with men, y'all can tell me if I'm wrong, God deals with them on a different level. A level to the point where I think we are more like, they're more internal probably than us being external. Like we're, God is so good and emotional. They're like, praise the Lord.
There are some emotions.
Now you do have something that's emotional, but
Cause I watched Brother Brandon cry almost every Sunday.
I seen her cry. He said, I cried.
But now,
That's the turn on to me, a man crying with the Lord. God is good.
no, third on me to see a man pray. My God.
Praying and crying with.
Wait a minute, y'all. I gotta say
So
this.
we're doing this.
Because woo! Can't even get my words together. When we moved in this house, can't we? Jesus.
Bring her back, Lord.
Bring her back.
That's sexy.
Open up that
It's
door,
very much sense.
and he prayed.
No.
You said some dog.
I opened my eyes, they were like,
Because they didn't know, like, that was
We
tough.
didn't know.
See?
And I said, pray more often.
Please and thank you.
I said, I apologize to
You
the
pray
show. I was
tonight,
kind of nervous.
pray
Oh,
more.
no, that was so good.
I said, hallelujah.
Y'all was like,
Woo! But
A little bit.
that's the thing. People don't know, and because you your spiritual walk with God, people think, oh, Chrissy just KC, you know.
She's KC.
Yeah.
Calm.
I mean, overall, I'm basically a really just personable, quiet person. I keep my circle real small, and that's been all through my life. You know, my circle. But you know, the thing about me with my circle, I have to keep that edge a little bit because if my circle call me,
You better know.
Don't call me. No, ever.
so
Don't call me.
it's that I gotta keep that little bit. Maybe you know, but especially because I'm mostly surrounded by women.
Yeah.
Mostly women.
Crazy.
I don't know, and I'm not from here, so where I'm from, it's like when you have a woman, it's somebody will catch something. So now that I'm walking a different path and everything, I just kind of protect her in a different way.
Yeah.
So I kind of keep myself out of the eye because I told her, I said, if anybody says anything wrong and I'm trying to hold it to myself, but if I hear some of the things like we talked about before with her name, it would be a totally different situation. So what I do, I keep myself here because everybody said, no, you do. I said, no, I don't. Because if I do, you're gonna wish I was back here.
Yeah.
So let me stay back here.
And watch.
Cool.
But I think you around women too, the friends, is because you got a lot of wisdom and people asking you questions. What you think?
But they don't like to answer a lot of time. They want to be cool.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
Oh no, I want to know.
I be like, bro, what you
Tell me the
saying?
truth.
Because y'all two are two men that I would actually listen to. Like, what you
It's the
saying?
truth. I'm gonna tell you the God because if I tell
Yeah,
you,
always,
'cause
yeah.
you will never, you won't. If it should stop with if it comes to me or my man, it's got to stop.
Yeah.
Besides God, it should be a bond.
Yeah.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's no, kind of make it soft and make it where it's gonna be good for. It's gonna be
Yeah,
just
I
what
need
it
it soft
is.
and good.
Take it away it was.
I need
You
to
see,
be
you
rough and
I can't
I
be
know,
soft
I'm gonna
and
tell you
good.
what made me started really
Yes.
coming back because I was staying home. I wasn't going to church, but when Brother Brandon looked at me one day, he said, "Yo, when you ain't here, man, we miss your presence. People know when you ain't here."
Oh, that's
And I was
it's
like,
beautiful.
All
It's
right.
beautiful.
But what you gotta say, Brother
Come on,
Brandon?
man.
No, I was just thinking like a lot of times too, kind of going to the she's up here, he's down here, but I was just thinking already at the on the onset of that, there's an issue because your spirituality should not be the sum total of who you are.
Exactly.
So if and honestly, you can make that a god.
Yeah,
That can become a form of idolatry where it's like, this is my spirituality and it's up here and I pray and I fast and he doesn't do nothing. I wish he would and blah, blah, blah. And I go to church anytime the doors are open. But just what would you say if God's plan for your life is, I only want you to go to church 2 times a month?
Jesus, I'm gonna sit at the house, okay?
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Are we just that caught up in tradition?
I think
A lot of times,
Very much so.
if you think about it, it becomes routine. Like it's like you in relationship, right? And you're dating,
Yeah.
and you're having fun, and you're laughing, and you ha 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 hee hee, you know. But then after a while, it just becomes like
stale.
Yeah, routine.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
This
Oh,
is fun.
guys,
So
you woke
does
me
that
up
mean
this
the
morning.
foundation was never stable in that relationship?
It was never
Because
built.
yeah.
Well, in that relationship, to me, I'm speaking to me, to look at someone and say, "Oh, you're not where I am spiritually."
Does that do something to a man when a woman says that?
Well, I think just me. I think anytime you are speaking any type of negative
Negativity.
words
Yeah.
on someone that's not life giving, it pushes you back because as men, we are already coming in armored.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
I think naturally, we don't, like, some men don't mind talking about their feelings, but they say there are only 2 types of feelings that a man feels.
Okay.
Anger and,
Sexual.
and sex.
Okay.
That's a lie.
But men.
No, they
but
say,
that
no, I'm
is
saying
something
just in
wrong.
terms of the books that I've read, when they were talking about men, they say that there's and it escapes me now, but just in terms of being able to come into full self-actualization of who you are, being able to say, yo, you said that, and that hurt my feelings. I did not like that. Like, could you please not say that to me? You get what I'm saying? That don't mean you a punk. That don't mean you weak. You know.
But that's where communication comes in.
Yeah.
Too. Really.
And knowing your partner.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess too, it's very subjective because it's like, what does it mean if you ask her, well, what does it mean that you're here and he's there? Explain that. Like
no explanation.
You know what I'm saying? Like
full of it.
Right. Explain that.
Yeah, I was
because I personally think someone who is spiritually mature, they would know in terms of the love of Christ. You wouldn't say that to someone.
That's right.
And then you're in relationship with that person. So
Yeah.
now look, now here we go. Check it. But you have sex with them. Okay, so now what do we call a person who will just go out and have sex with a stranger, somebody they don't know? So but I'm thinking more in transaction, a prostitute.
Okay.
So you go out here and you prostitute yourself because you're clearly letting this man know you don't know me and I don't know you.
Yeah.
But you sleep with him.
Yeah.
So now
You get your bills paid. Y'all couldn't
Yeah.
none of that.
So now you have fallen to a place like prostitution ain't always like on the street. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
You show right.
I need you for me to sing these solos. I need you to give me $500 down first.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say a word. I'm just gonna sit down.
It's a
You're right.
Because you think essentially in what a transaction is.
You're right.
At the end of if at the end of every transaction, is a person.
Yeah.
That's right.
So in other words, you go to the store, you put your stuff on the counter,
Yeah.
they take it, then you give them money, they give you your stuff, you walk out. You know, so it's like it's an interaction. And the thing is, you are engaged in that level of intimacy. And you're telling this person, you don't know me and I don't know you. But it's okay for us to sleep together.
Yeah, so you just.
But isn't that going most of the time that turns a man off though?
What man? You know it's
Oh yeah, no, definitely a turn off.
It's a turn off.
Oh well.
If you can speak that, if a woman, I've heard a lot of men. You could be fine as wine. I mean, banging body head from top to bottom. But if you got a nasty attitude,
That's a turn off.
that is a turn off. He's not gonna.
That's a turn off for friendship.
Yeah.
Between women. You know what I'm saying? If you gotta, I mean, you're a beautiful girl. Beautiful girl.
If your breath stink and your attitude stink, I've seen
your underarm stink.
Well,
He talking about from me.
Stop. That attitude nasty and that mouth
Come
stink.
on, attitude.
I smell your breath or I see your nasty attitude before I even
I
get a
think I
chance.
have a pretty presentable attitude.
My thing is this.
Okay.
You do. Don't.
I really do.
This my whole thing.
Stay up here.
So
Stay up here.
you my girl.
Stay up here. Stay
You
up
my
here.
girl.
You're my
I'm gonna
sister.
keep it
You're
above.
my sister.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep it above.
I've gotten a whole lot better.
Oh my.
Thank you.
You're my sister.
Yes.
Yes.
Because there were times like
Cause
earlier
the old
today.
me, oh
Right, okay.
baby, I
Yeah.
would took it down.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Chairs being
yeah.
turned over.
Yeah.
But because
You want to own me? You want to own me?
asking for it. Let's go.
You don't want this smoke.
None of it.
I ain't got no smoke, huh?
None of it.
I can hear that brother. I try to
Yeah.
tell him.
I
I try to
You
tell
better
him.
come get me now, cause I'm ready to get in.
I'm hanging up.
Mama said, so I don't get in trouble because I didn't read her
And
comment.
read the other one your
Mama
brother
said, oh, Terrell's watching. Okay.
Hey,
My mama
Terrell.
said, and now you got all these spirits attached to you, and all that will be seen in the spirits and not you.
That's
Okay,
right.
That's right.
That's right.
Terrell said
Oh,
the
this is
practice
Carol.
or occupation of engaging in sexual activity with someone for payment. You know what, nigga.
Man, go ahead.
He good with that.
Sweatpants.
He got good with that.
For real.
Yeah. Sweatpants.
You got your sweatpants on today, Kyle.
So the practice or occupation of engaging in sexual activity with someone.
He trying to make it sound like a job.
But it can be a job.
That you.
But
I
think
mean, come
it's all about
on.
finding yourself too.
Right.
So you won't be
Right.
doing that shit.
Well,
Because-
I'm speaking more. I'm speaking engaging in sexual
You
practice based upon
He's talking
spiritual.
about what you is.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, you get it.
Come on here.
My brother on here calling people hoes.
Knock them off.
But no, keep him on here. But you're right, brother.
Oh, my auntie is
You got to call it what it you are.
And that's
Kyle,
how
you
you
right.
spell it. It's W-H-O.
He didn't know. He want to say hoe, not whore.
That's right, brother. It's called
Use a hole.
Kyle, you're right though.
oh,
He didn't say whore.
whore. I'm gonna call you the
Whores
whore.
get paid.
You're a
Whores
whore.
get paid. It's a
That's
hoe.
a
You're a
Whore.
whore.
They do
Whore,
it
Babylon,
You're a whore.
Jezebel.
You're a whore.
Delilah.
No, you're a whore.
Becky. Oh, sorry.
He just said that.
Whore. But I mean that's true.
free.
But then what happens when all of that is said and done? So you done knocked down this man's ego. Now
You done tried to put him in a place
yeah,
in your pocket,
and that ain't work.
and so now you're trying to demasculate him, and that's a problem.
And manipulate him.
That all comes together,
Yep.
and then take him to church like, oh, this is what I did.
Nah, I
He
put
is
my hand
not a
off that
showpiece,
thing.
ma'am.
Then what if a woman does that and then put this man in a position to realize like I'm so glad you brought me here to do this. I'm so happy. Yeah, I appreciate you. It brought me there. I don't need to be with you.
Period.
I said I was sitting here
And now you're good for
struggling,
nothing.
and now you brought me to a place where I can't recover, and I look up and you ain't showing.
Because maybe sometimes I would say it's your purpose to bring that person to church, not necessarily for you
But
to
they
be
bring
with
they
them.
bring it for the wrong reason. Like I said, put it in the pocket.
Because for me,
It's a
you know, if I would bring someone, I think last time I've been to church, I brought someone there. It wasn't for me. It was for that person to get to know God. You get what I'm saying? But I mean, I wasn't beating them on the head. You learn the Lord, but I led by example.
Oh, I was a Bible thumper.
No, I'm not a Bible thumper.
See, and then that was my next thing, because you do have these women who know the word back and forth and will throw a scripture on that man. But baby, are you applying that same scripture to your own life?
It was not.
No, because she was hell on earth.
No. But if I'm gonna say a scripture to a man, it's gonna be to uplift him. It's not gonna be to use to degrade him. Because I recently did that with somebody. It wasn't necessarily to degrade him. Rooster. I don't care. It wasn't to degrade him. But no, I'm just saying it wasn't never to degrade him.
Yeah.
But it wasn't never to degrade him. It was to
Sorry,
uplift him.
Rooster.
But if Rooster take it the wrong way, that's his business. Because I know what the scripture means. You know what I'm saying? If you humble yourself, then you will get what you know.
I can't breathe.
But it's gonna come back to him at the very time that he needs it.
Yeah, so if he didn't read it or not, I still put it out there. And I'm still gonna pray for you regardless. I don't care what you say. I'm still gonna pray.
I'ma just say, I'm glad that God has given me a second opportunity to love on this man, because he's not all bad.
Yeah.
He has good stuff in him, and I'm grateful for the things that God is doing in his life.
Mm-hmm.
So while God is working on him, he continues to work on me.
I was just saying, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I think that's really, I think it's really good when you can see where you have come from and acknowledge the things that you've done. You know what I'm saying? It takes a big person to openly say, these are the things that I did, not only to myself, but to someone else, to kind of step on these people to get to where I thought I needed to be. And then when you get to that place, and it's really pseudo, because a lot of the things that you see when you get there are vapor.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
So but you were confident in your spirituality. You were just using it in the wrong manner. Will I say that? Could I say that? Could I say that?
Can I be honest? I wasn't only using that. I was using just earthly wrong stuff.
Yo, good cooking.
Just not right stuff.
Come on
I
in
was
here, let
being,
me
I was
pray.
being, I was manipulating him
So
into
the
what I
man
wanted
say you cook
him
a good
to be.
meal, you get a man quick.
I've heard about you. You cook a good meal, baby.
Wait, what about the ones that you
You
say?
get some.
That's what she
What they
gets.
say?
That
Build a
food.
man. I feel like I'm about to be 40 next year.
What do y'all think about that? Building a man.
Oh, yes.
What do y'all think about that?
Look at Brad.
Is that possibility?
It's like a Build-A-Bear.
It's not good. I'm
You
just
customize it
Hey,
like
I'm
you
turning-
want to.
Hey, I'm turning my whole body this way.
You know what they say? Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Be careful what you build.
Ooh!
Yeah, because if
God, that hit me in my.
if you're the one building it, that means it's your hands, your tools that you're using to build it. And honestly, if you think about it, if you're just trying to see something come together, it's by any means necessary. I just want this thing to come together. That's why women stay in toxic relationships. That's why some women, they know doggone well
That
you,
man.
you ain't even my type.
Rooster ain't my type.
Oh, Rooster. But
Rooster
Rooster was
not
not.
a T. But
He wasn't complicated to do it.
But I hear what you're saying.
but
I don't smoke. I don't do any of those things. It
Yeah,
wasn't my type.
But I would say
his trailer. We buy her a house. Trailer.
Yeah.
who?
He was cool.
Yeah, he wanted to move into the trailer in the outhouse.
Oh. Hold on.
In the shade.
Hold on. But
In the
listen,
shade.
listen,
Leave my churn at the house and move in the shade. You got cameras, you can watch the churn.
That's all what you thought you were. That's why she said
I don't
it
know
out
other
loud.
women.
Girl, dumb.
I wrote some.
ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Huh?
I mean, I'm just trying to understand. I don't
We
understand
were trying to
everything. But I want to back to this build a man thing.
It's like,
You got me in here
Yeah,
joking.
Brady, like, I don't
Hey,
understand.
Cal talking about Rooster sound like he could cook some good chicken.
This good thing's good, but he can't put no chicken.
Fry a few pork chops.
Oh
I mean, I feel like in
God, I hope he watching.
Casey,
I don't care.
chime in, Kyle watched it too. He could chime in. I think in authentic relationships,
Authentic, that's a good word.
yeah, authentic, not just. I mean, you know, because I've been in them relationships where you taking one for the team.
That's right.
Woo! You married? Woo! Look
Hey,
at
I say take one for the team.
Ain't got no jersey. Ain't got no jersey.
Yeah,
So you took
I've
one
been
for the
there.
team?
I've been there.
He been there. That's
I've
why
been
he's
there.
up here, because he can talk
I've
about
been
all
there.
levels.
Yeah.
I can go
I can
down.
see you not taking one for the team.
But what you say, bro?
Jesus,
Compromise.
change.
Compromising all your morals.
Yeah.
Oh,
But what you say?
that's a God. Thank you. Deliverance. Thank you for your keeping power, God.
Yeah.
But
Cause he's a keeper.
he is.
Yes, he
As
is.
my grandma say, when you want to be kept.
You want to
When you want to be kept. But okay, so authentic relationships. Honestly, I would say it's about it's reciprocated.
Mm-hmm.
So it shouldn't be I keep getting from you, getting from you, but you're not getting anything from
That's
me.
right.
Or, yeah. Well, eventually the reservoir runs out.
Oh yeah.
So at some point we have to be replenished.
Mm-hmm.
The question then becomes, where do I get that from? That's why you have in relationships where people are stepping out the relationship because they have given so much here that it's. I read this book one time where we were talking about like men cheating because I've cheated.
Not recently. Not
I
really.
can't even see it.
Yeah. Cheated
But
with
go
who?
ahead,
I'm
finish.
sure you.
Well, I got a whole life, y'all.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
I be 38 this year. I got a whole life.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
everything ain't.
I was about to jump on you from over here.
But go ahead, bro.
Jesus Christ.
Go ahead.
On the camera.
No,
Go ahead, do y'all. Go ahead and do it.
I rolled sex.
I'm testifying.
Hey, listen, they about to jump on you about to bring.
So, oh God.
What I told you.
Do we even fight you
You
today?
help me feel the same way, you in trouble.
Yeah. No, so what I'm saying is, so I read this book. I read this book and we were talking about when men cheat, and believe it or not, the cheating. It's easy for a man to step out and cheat because there are no responsibility in the outside relationship.
What you mean?
In other words, a man comes home, a man has to contend with, my wife, my children, we gotta clean, I gotta do this, I gotta go to work, blah, 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 all these different things. Then you got to make sure, we ain't doing nothing crazy. Then you have Janice over there.
She free.
Janice is free.
Barbara.
Barbara. Alexis.
Yeah.
Shirley, what they call them.
Shirley.
I
Maxine.
want
She
to
over
throw
she
some
got-
names out there, but I'm gonna just be
Maxine.
But Barbara ain't got no responsibility.
Barbara. No, well, see, the thing is, me and Barbara in a relationship. Because I've been there.
Oh.
Barbara got
And that's what make it easy. That's what makes it easy. Because Barbara know I'm in a relationship. And Barbara in a relationship.
So Barbara
And so me and Barbara can meet up. And Barbara know. And then there's this excitement of not getting caught.
I'm scared to cheat.
No, well, but I'll be honest, there's a lack of maturity. There was a lack of maturity in me and insecurity in me, where I felt like, okay, I have to do that. And the reality is, the immaturity was because I didn't have the fortitude, I didn't have the strength to actually deal with what was in the house.
So you had to do, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, did what was in the house made you feel a certain type way or something? Did what was in the house make you feel a certain type way, or what caused you to go do what you had to do?
Yeah. Well, let me. Okay, so now maturity steps in.
Okay.
And because this was years ago.
I understand.
So now maturity steps in and says, okay, first of all, you can never place blame on anything.
Exactly.
Bro, it was you.
Yeah.
You wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Be responsible. You set it up. Where you at?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me put it on
I'm
this.
on
I'm gonna put this on this credit card because I know she's not on this
That
credit
credit
card.
card. Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? So
It was a cheater.
Well, he's saying he had a life. Remember, he had a
He
life.
had a life before he was married.
Yeah, he did have a life.
We all had
Everybody
a
had a
life.
life.
We all had a life. We all got a bad
Best thing to do
background.
is absorb it. Take it in.
just
Yeah.
take it in.
Well, I'm taking it in. Well, I ain't appalled. I'm taking it in because guess what? He's
Definitely not a
a
fault.
human
You
being.
human.
I can talk about it.
You bitch.
Oh, the bishop.
But he's a human. And that's how he's.
I was
That's
out.
what you
Oh,
have.
that's
I was
why
out
he's-
there bishop.
But
I was
that's
out
why
there
he's
bishop.
good.
You
He
hear
was
me?
moving queen.
I was bishop.
But that's why he's good at giving that advice.
I was
That's
going
why
ahead and
I
take
listen
that
to him.
book from you.
But that's why he's good at
Staff.
Yeah.
That bishop staff, you know them.
Yes, sir.
They come with that pointy hat on their head.
That's right.
Oh, I was out there bishop.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And don't get me started because if I'll be honest with you, now I'm being transparent.
Yeah.
Because the way I grew up, it was only two things I felt like I was ever good at: singing and sex.
Wow.
Singing and sex.
Really?
Brother.
Because no, I'm being honest. Yeah.
With a little.
And you know, it was.
I can sing, girl.
Wow. That is
You know, my favorite song was by Tank. And then you know singing Tank. Yeah, so all that little stuff like that. Yeah, that was
You was
Oh my God.
You had it.
Because okay, you said his ego versus her confidence.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what was fueling my ego.
Wow.
Sex and singing.
Sex and singing. Because that's where I received affirmation. I'm in high school and them girls like, oh my
You
God.
know what?
And I grew up with 112.
I can't say that.
Oh, yeah.
Cisco.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They make a dish.
Yeah. So you. That is interesting.
Yeah, because now I'm telling you because
Me
think
condition.
about it
We were in middle school.
It came out, but you had that
You were-
one time.
Yes.
That is
We were
interesting.
in middle school.
Yeah.
You
But I'm just
were-
thinking just in terms
Oh
of
wait, don't
Okay,
come. Don't
What'd you
come
say,
for us.
Brandon?
No, I'm just
Because
gonna
we
say
the same
like
age. Don't come for us.
No, what'd you
I
say?
said no.
I was just thinking like just in terms
Give y'all
in
an opportunity to
general.
see what it's gonna be like. I apologize. I did not mean to say that.
No,
I
look,
apologize.
because you think in general, I mean,
Listen,
and I'm just gonna be straight up, especially for black men, period.
Yeah.
There is a false masculinity out there that says this is how you have to be. This is what you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
So here I am now, things that I should have dealt with in my teens, in my 20s. I didn't deal with it because my father only could love me with what he had.
Right.
And
Oh, I understand that.
that's like, so as I grew up, and matter of fact, I was just with my dad last Saturday.
Yeah.
And I was talking to a guy, and I said, Dad, you used to beat the hell out of us. I'm not, because I'm just saying in general, you know, the hell. And
Go ahead, story. Go
but
ahead.
I told him, he laughed, and I said, if we sneeze too hard, you will beat us. And he said, yeah, but you turned out all right then. I'm like, well, about that.
Little stories down the
So
road.
few
About
things
that.
that we need to talk about.
Yeah. And so, and I didn't realize that there were some things that I dealt with in my 20s. And honestly, if I just be straight up, I was mad at him. Because I was like, yo, you didn't, my dad didn't talk to me about, his way of talking about sex was, you better put a rubber on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh no.
So that's all you know.
That's all I knew.
I
And-
thank God for
He
being
didn't say don't do it.
this type of
Yeah,
parent.
he didn't do it. Yeah.
Legit, you have to thank God for being the type of parent you
Yeah.
are now. Because seriously,
That's what I said. They ain't give you the human depth.
our parents did.
No.
And I'm sorry, because my mother is watching. There are certain things that they did not prepare us for
Yeah.
because they themselves weren't prepared for.
Yeah.
But the other thing I will say is taboo.
Absolutely.
It's like, oh God. I had to have a conversation with Zipporah about that, you know, like we we were on the outskirts of it.
Yeah.
But we just we were on the outskirts of talking about sex. But where we were, we just addressed. And this is me. So, you know, the brand was like, okay, you got
So you can't address it the
I'm
old
gonna-
fashioned way.
Yeah, so this is what I said.
Yeah.
Hey, nobody, me, any uncle, any cousin,
Come on.
you don't have no uncles other than the uncles that you know.
Period. Point blank.
You know, those your
I'm
uncles.
your uncle. No, you're not.
And even those uncles. And I told her, I said, well, I'm talking about this. But long story short, I just told her, I said, hey, no one should touch your body
That's
unless you
Yeah.
give them permission to.
That's right.
No one should say anything about your body unless you give them permission.
Exactly.
So I'm having to have this conversation, but you know, so just
I
talk about
understand
that, you know.
Because things weren't like my mom said, they were not talked about openly.
You couldn't talk about it.
It really, really was not talked about.
You
and
really
so
couldn't though. They couldn't
with-
talk about it.
No,
You
and
had to
with
put yourself on the
with
road.
Emmanuel, before I got married to Casey and we started dating, I had to explain to him what his PV was supposed to be used for. And I had to tell him, when you go to school, if you feel uncomfortable, the first thing you do is say, I need to call my mom. Because then mommy's going to come and take care of it. As he got older, I'm a very open person.
Oh yeah,
Very open person.
I can see her now.
And so I sat him down and I told him, I said, so listen, you're at the age now, and this was when he turned 12. I said, because there are little girls now that are pregnant in 12.
Yeah.
I said, what you're not going to do are these things. If a girl says, hey, I want you to come to my house and we can go in my room and we can close the door, the answer is no.
Fast tell.
Because that's a fast girl. I said, the second thing you need to know is, at the age that you are, you can father a child. You can have a baby. I said, do you want to have a baby? And he looked at me, he was like, no, Mom. No. What? No. So in a roundabout way, I had to tell my son, don't put your truck in the garage. Because I definitely didn't say truck in the garage. I'm gonna tell you, I point blank told him, don't put your D in her P because a B comes out.
Yeah. I even told mine, you go ahead and let us put it in there. You get
And I ain't paying no like child support because I just learned that. That's crazy.
Because they're all living with me.
Because they're underage, the parent gonna be held accountable to their child support.
Absolutely.
So I am not.
But they need to know, and
But
a
they
lot
gotta
of
know
parents
that.
aren't telling their kids, all right, when you hit when that period come on, fair game.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's so important, even as parents, and even being in a relationship, it's so important that we do the work.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of times you realize when you don't do the work and you're really trying to go through the process of healing, your focus is on that. And so now, think about it. In a sense, you neglect your children because you're focusing on this healing process.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you miss stuff.
That's true, because you can miss stuff when you can neglect your children.
You
believe it or
can,
not.
and you miss
because
it
you're
all the
too
time.
busy to focus on yourself, and that's when you got to sit back and you got to try to grow for yourself.
Absolutely.
You have to learn for yourself and be like, okay, let me open my eyes, because not only that, your kids are watching you.
Yeah.
And you can't get
So
too
you can't say
comfortable.
don't do this and you doing that.
But you can't get, come on. Because you
Yeah.
can't get too comfortable leaving your kid. I'm going to say it. Somebody going to get mad at me.
Stop leaving them children with them daggone people.
Thank you.
That's it.
And leaving them kids with kids who you don't know what they done indulged in.
Yep.
That's what you want to say.
I don't know how my daughter got molested. Why you don't, sis? Why you don't?
Coming from a person that was molested at a young age, very young, by a man that was with my mom.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Hurt people. Now that I look back on it, her and my dad separated, they were married. So I hated her for a long time.
Right.
I mean, hated her. Like, but as time went on and I began to heal and began to talk about me being molested, because me being molested caused me to have promiscuous relationships, like nigga after nigga after nigga after nigga. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep, it will.
And the first process in the step of healing is you got to hold yourself accountable for like you gonna stay stuck in this past, or you gonna want to move forward to where God is trying to take you. And I chose to move forward. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, and I just thank God for the grace, because I could have been dead. I could be HIV positive. I could have herpes. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff.
Gonorrhea.
You
You know what I'm saying? And
Don't want it.
Crabs.
Don't want it on the first line.
it's almost kicking, because I bit my one before and I just.
Well, it ain't coming down. That thing been on there. I've been watching it.
Oh, okay.
But
I know that it come down. I've been
I think this is a builder. If you're not dealing with your self healing, you take, like she said, you take it out on the next person.
Yeah.
Like you take it out on that man. You take it out on people that's supposed to be your friend and you love.
Yeah. So check it out though. Okay, you see these glasses? If we never deal with what's in those glasses, all you're doing is going to each room.
Yeah, absolutely.
Back.
That, my tea bags. With
I knew I was waiting for you to be strong, brother. I was waiting for you to be strong. With the communion juice, brother, you weren't strong.
But you're right about that.
somebody thought.
And for my case,
You weren't strong, brother.
You weren't strong at all.
but for me, what I was dealing with, and this is the truth, because the lady told me this, Pastor Latoya, she told me this. She said, what you're doing, you're basing things on what you had in the past.
Yeah.
You're basing, you dating thug niggas.
Yeah, that she give to you rough record about that.
You
No,
dating
it
thug
was.
niggas because you was used to dating thug niggas.
Yeah.
You didn't think above. You can date better than that.
You can't
And then
think
you
You
think
try to
like
pick up where you left off.
yeah, it's like I'm picking up where I left off. Like I'm going to the thugs. And I'm like, I don't really like them. Like I don't do
never
those
been
things.
into like thugs.
But I'm
or-
just saying that's what but I'm saying that's
or-
where you
or drug dealers and sort.
I was into that big time.
I
I
kind of
was.
was into wuss, like niggas that I can control.
No. I need somebody on the street on the corner.
Who knew that?
That's what I was into.
But you know what though, my mind had to change. I had to change a lot of things.
You don't
So
say.
I don't see that.
Who would have known that, Aisha?
We all know.
Because we all know.
Put them in the headlock.
Just like they do, but I
This morning I said, I'm just going to punch you in the throat. He said, you trying to end the relationship already? Because
See?
yeah.
Yeah,
Aisha is like strong.
But the funny thing is, they knew what I like too. They knew I liked thugs. I don't even know
and that's
what I
why.
like.
Well, apparently I'm a cougar.
Yeah, you a cougar.
I am.
They say you is a cougar.
I am, but guess what? I ain't that kind. I ain't taking
Oh, you
care
know
of
50
you.
Shades of Grey?
You gonna
No.
cook them a good meal.
I feed you and wash your clothes. But you ain't getting my
She
money.
is old school.
No, I didn't ask these guys something. Being I gotta change your mind.
That's good enough.
I didn't ask but I didn't ask you something. Being I gotta change your mind. Is it wrong for me to give a real person, a real man, a time limit on when they should relocate him?
Oh, this is a good question.
What you mean?
A real
Relocate?
man.
Like
Move, baby,
job-wise?
to move.
To move here.
Okay.
Now I'm not talking about just a random. I'm not talking about a random. I'm talking about a real dude with 401k. That's what I mean.
Y'all in a good relationship.
Yeah, a real, like real. Is it wrong?
Okay, but let me just say this.
Okay.
Because he can have 401k, IRA, Roth, all those things. He can have all that.
He got his own place, has
Beautiful
his own car,
portfolio.
own everything.
But you got to be careful with that.
Okay.
Because, again, his ego versus your confidence.
That's right. That's right.
You have to think most
That's
of
what I
the
was
time men will come into the picture. Not all men,
Mm-hmm.
but men who are not as mature and healthy,
Mm-hmm.
they will use those things to come in and exert power over you.
Because think about it, this is the first thing they brag about. I got this car, I made this.
But the
amount of
person
money.
didn't even brag about it. I just know the person has these things. You know, they didn't brag about it. But I'm just like, listen, this is your time limit here.
Mother say how
Is
serious
it-
is the relationship?
What's your time limit though? What do you
A
think?
year.
So you want
If
him
you
to
got-
pick up and
A
move
year.
from where he is, move in with you, or does he need to get his own spot?
It could be either
Wait.
way because he's capable of taking care of me and what my lifestyle.
So you willing?
I'm I ain't.
Huh?
Are you willing to go?
No, I'm not going because I got a
That
house.
ain't that's not right though. You
I'm
have
a
to compromise.
homeowner, but I'm a homeowner.
Well, you can rent the house. You can
No, I'm not
Airbnb
moving
it.
out. I'm not renting my house.
Yeah. So I'm be honest. Like
I just
personally,
really-
I'll be honest straight up. I don't do the long distance relationship.
Yeah, I don't
That's
do long
one of
distance.
those,
That's why I give you a year because
sneaky link.
I'm.
But
You ain't sneaking link with
But
him.
what I'm saying,
no.
But what I'm saying is that
Ain't nobody gonna want it now. It's just
but what I'm
We know
saying
what
is
y'all
I'm
feel.
comfortable.
Y'all-
I'm all used up now.
So, but I need to know what you about to do because I don't do long distance. But I'm comfortable
I think that's
with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm comfortable. I'm good because I like sitting on the back porch and drinking some wine, sitting in front of the
Morgan, but you're on
wine.
that million.
It's Morgan. It's Morgan.
But I'll be honest with you though, if
you see
that
what Mother
was me,
For him to change his
it will
whole
be
lifestyle.
it will be one of those things where I would say, oh, you got your house. You evidently you're capable of taking care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I have my stuff. I can take care of myself and take care of myself.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I would say, yo, baby, halfway between where I'm at and where you at, boom. How about we meet in the middle, right?
You ain't got no children.
You don't have any children?
No.
Yeah.
So
And I'm
I'm not coming there because I got a house.
Well, y'all can go, but those things can be worked out.
So
What solid
Can I-
foundations?
right.
How strong is this relationship?
And marriage will be a thing in the future.
So my thing is
When marriage is on the table, then I would just say I would wait till I would have the conversation, and then when marriage takes place, you need to
Because I
have
don't
that
like
plan.
long distance stuff.
Yeah.
But is he worth the long distance?
Yeah, he's worth
You
long
can
distance.
see it.
So that's all.
Do you see growth with him?
Oh, yeah.
You see him as a husband?
Will
Yeah, I do
then
see all of that.
continue on your path?
Oh, yeah, I see all that.
Until you
Because I don't have no problem with
I'm
long
like
distance.
halfway
Yeah.
between Wilmington and
but
Charlotte.
I said the same thing. I was talking to someone that's not
Yeah, I see all
in
of
Wilmington
that.
as well either, and they wanted me to move there, but I'm not because I'm different. I'm not confined to my house. I'm a homeowner, but I'm like, all right, I'll Airbnb my house out or rent it out. I don't care. But I also wanted them to also make that step too, and just like you said, I said, well, why don't we meet each other halfway?
Yeah.
But this person's a complete family man, loves family, loves the kids, everything. When come down, like, I need to be with all the family.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say though, for me in the brand, it's been about
The brand's his wife, everybody.
yeah.
He
Baby mama.
ain't single.
So
Hey, mama.
trap. No, I'm joking. No, I would say it's about building
Bang, bang.
your own support, your own system.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna come together, like, that's why I said now. I'm okay. So here's a nice little nugget for the ladies who have their own homes and doing their own thing. I personally would say, hold on to your stuff.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Like, hold on to it, turn it into a business. The housing market is a business now.
Yeah.
Hold on to it, rent it out.
I'm not selling.
Don't be so quick to let your stuff go.
Okay.
Don't go into contract and you know y'all ain't and this is just me. Don't go into contract with people you know y'all ain't married and stuff like that, because if things just so happen things go south, we don't need to go to court about who.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I know it's not in the state of North Carolina. It's hard.
Oh.
But I get what
And
you're
the-
saying.
boy.
and the first thing that was going to happen is
That house gonna be split down the middle.
You go to court, the woman's going to want to get comfortable back to where they were. They can screw
But
him.
I'm not. But like I tell you, I am comfortable where I'm at, even in that particular relationship. I'm good.
but you wouldn't move halfway?
Not when I have kids. Not my kids.
Oh, okay. Now wait a minute. Now that's the thing right there.
Yeah, I have my kids still in school, but he wouldn't care.
I wouldn't care.
But I just want to make sure I wasn't wrong
Like, no,
for
we out
saying,
here.
okay, you got a year to get this done.
But now, okay, so
Because he's like a coach.
If I be honest
he's
with you-
big time. He's not no regular.
I'll be
job.
honest with you though. I think that would be the part that would be hard for me.
Let's close up.
What would be hard for me is the acceptance piece of, okay, I don't have kids in school. You do,
But
right?
he works in a school.
And he works in a school.
And he
okay.
loves kids. Yeah.
And he loves
Yeah.
kids.
Frederick County needs really good
But I'm
teachers
gonna
right
be
now.
so I'll be honest with you. I would kind of feel like, okay, I don't want to feel that kind of pressure.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to feel that kind of pressure of, hey, you need to move here. You got a year. To me, it would need to feel organic.
Yeah,
it
because
would
when
need
you
to
have
have
an
to be.
ultimatum,
Yeah,
I got
because I'll be honest, the way I'm wired, I'll be like, well, let's just say if I didn't move there in a year, what's gonna happen?
Yeah, that's what. That's
You gonna
what
leave?
I
I
get.
Well, that would be my question too.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, so if
Yeah.
you move in a year, you gonna drop it.
Yeah, and then if you
good
think
man.
about anytime you proposition someone with the ultimatum, essentially what you're trying to do is exert some form of control over them. So now they have no.
But
answer.
you want to be included in everything with kids.
She is.
He wants to be included.
He is included in everything.
Okay, so then I'll
kids
say
going,
this.
doing stuff.
That man rolled down
Okay.
with you in the
But I'll
He
say
did write
this.
himself.
I'll say this since we keep it real.
Yeah.
Keep
Keep it real. Keep it real.
That's another thing I don't do.
Cal said men do
Let's
not
go.
like ultimatums.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
and men don't like playing daddy.
Okay. Okay.
They
I'm
don't.
gonna say something, and I'm not.
But I didn't include him in it.
No.
But I don't want him to.
No, but he's coming in doing it.
Okay, because I never asked him to
No,
do it.
because
Yeah.
okay, so let me tell you why.
Okay.
Casey probably can vouch for this, and Cal probably can. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
with men, the ego side of a man wants to feel like they're coming in and rescuing something.
Oh.
did you rescue me, honey?
That makes sense. So that's
Because not all men,
Like
but
he
there's
is.
a side. There's a side.
So
of a
men
man.
like to rescue.
Okay, so where I'm getting at is
I
there's
get
a
what
side,
you're
there's a
saying.
piece of a man where a man desires to be wanted. I want to walk
I
in and
figured
feel
that
like,
out.
oh, the pipes are leaking. Okay, I can fix that.
You know what?
You know what I'm
I
saying?
figured that
Yeah.
out.
So that's
Because
why
he probably watched this like when LJ had a flat tire. He rolled like an hour and 30 minutes
Yes.
to help LJ with his flat
Yeah.
tire. And I'm like, it wasn't necessary.
because for men,
Out of the way.
yeah, because a lot of times for men to be able to come in when there's something wrong and you can come away and say it's fixed.
Yeah.
It's no longer an issue. It's
Yeah.
a badge of honor for us.
That's what I figured out.
And if it's manipulated or misconstrued, then they'll feel like, oh, she need me.
Right.
Oh, she can't make it without me. Girl, you
And
ain't
see,
going
that's the
nowhere.
thing. He doesn't think that. He just knows. Like I would
He
say,
hasn't showed you that.
no, but that's just not his nature to even do that.
How
That's
long you
just,
been dating?
about 7 months now.
He hasn't showed you
But
that.
he didn't, because I mean, he's been in a relationship before with a woman with.
Yeah, I
he's
just want you to
married.
be careful because I hate to be on 48 hours, okay?
No, he's
And-
very
yeah.
humbling. He's very humbling. He loves the Lord. He loves the Lord. Not the
All right, so let me ask y'all this. Do you find it necessary when you get in a relationship with someone? Okay, some people say, now this is just me. Depending on the seriousness of the relationship, do you find it necessary to bring to the table past experiences? And
No.
okay, hold on. So this is where I'm at. This is where I'm going. Where I'm getting to.
Go ahead.
If I know she was married before, if you know he was married before, why aren't we having an honest conversation about why didn't those relationships work?
I did. I thought it was necessary to have that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I said, now tell me why your marriage didn't last. You get what I'm saying? So, you know what? You're right. I did have that conversation. I really did. But I also said, even with my past, I can't get that. I'm like,
Hold on.
I'm like,
No, because Terrell is stupid.
I am
what-
not.
So what you're saying is men don't like to play daddy to the kids, they like to play daddy. Exactly. We want to be your daddy. So we don't want to be your kids' daddy.
So that's what it is. So men like when you call them daddy.
I am
Don't
not.
call me daddy. Call me papi. Call me papi.
Say what
Call me daddy.
Say what accent.
And if you really want to put some respect on me, call me
Put some
papi.
respect on my name.
You really want to respect me, call me papi.
Yeah.
Papi.
That's on.
I'm going to pee.
But
Hey, Cal,
he made me
bro.
lose my train of thought.
You
Cal.
said we had that
Cal
conversation.
didn't be here. Cal, come on. Where Cal at? He at home.
He literally 10 minutes away from here.
Cal, you 10 minutes away. Come here,
He
bro.
do not.
No, he don't know how to act. No.
Oh my God, he made me lose my train of thought. Oh God,
Shoot.
I can't.
No, and okay, so no, seriously,
She
because
said he understood the assignment.
yeah,
He
because
talking about I can dig it.
no, and the reason being is because
Because I'm the kind of person I'm gonna be like, is you? Because he said, well, I came in here in the snow. Like I said, what do you want? I drove in the snow. My actions speak louder.
oh yeah, I mean, if, he can
He
tell you,
drove in the snow.
yeah, he can tell you, like
But I say, but listen,
Reward me.
but listen.
reward me.
But listen, this is what I said. But I said, but listen, you can ride the snow for some cool cat. It don't matter to me.
Excuse me.
You can ride the snow for that. So what do you want? That's not my God.
Because your legs crossed the garage.
You can ride the snow for what you want down here. Doesn't matter. What do you
Listen.
want? Type
Yeah.
into his word.
No, because think about it, it's a badge of honor, and okay,
But I'm just saying, you can ride the stuff for that. So this
It's
what he did.
addicted.
So this what he did. He came in.
BBW
I can do whatever I need to do. The end result is this. Lions, bears, tigers.
But riding the snow, watching you coming here on the snow, you can ride for that. But then he said, I'm not coming there. So when he did come again, no, he wasn't lying, baby. Because when he came again, nothing even happened.
in the snow.
No, when he came the other time, I'm gonna prove to you I want you for
I'm gonna tell
you.
y'all right now.
So I'm not giving you that.
Uncle at?
Y'all may not realize, but that's
So what is that
that's a real
exactly?
deal right there.
Huh?
Right, I agree.
That's a real deal.
What you
right
say?
there.
Cause I'm like,
He's looking at the longevity of things. If I do this one
And you
hour
don't find
and a
it
half
like
here, this
that.
way.
cause I'm like, well, what are you gonna do for me?
And he's
We're gonna
already
lay here and
doing it.
cuddle. We're gonna cuddle. We're gonna
Okay,
take
so
kids
wait a
out.
You
minute.
want somebody gonna cuddle now? I'm gonna tell you straight
So,
up. I'm
when you
married.
say when we grown,
I won't grow.
when you say what are you gonna do for me, are you talking about sexual?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
See, we grown here.
yeah, we
He
grown
said we're
here.
not doing anything. We're gonna cuddle and we're gonna take the kids out for
How did you
dinner.
feel?
We're gonna get ice cream.
Because can I say this though? Because
How did you feel about it?
I was mad.
yeah, well, because think about
But
it.
he was
thinking
proving
long
to
term.
me, yeah, he's thinking long term.
Or can it be that it's a process of you dying to something that you yourself no longer want to be a part of or attached to? You said, I love me a man,
Is this therapy?
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
So maybe, just maybe, in this relationship right here, you think about it, a lot of times, it's only two people in the relationship.
Yeah.
So that means if the relationship doesn't work, it has to be the two people.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking, like perhaps it is a such thing as a guy. Like all men aren't deadbeats.
Yeah.
All men aren't whores. You know what I'm saying?
I see.
Like I had to tell
It's
somebody
actually a
this
breath
at
of fresh
church.
air. Yeah.
I had to tell somebody this. Girl, just because I said the dress is nice, that don't mean I want to sleep with you.
Yeah.
I just said the dress was nice.
Not
Hey,
you.
your hair looks
The
nice.
dress.
I don't want to bend you over behind the church band. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on. But that's where we are right now.
I know what you're saying.
That's what we are. You know what I'm saying? That's what we are.
Thank you
now.
for calling
And then
Thank you.
the cognitive distortions
You have to take
sometimes
it.
with men, because this happens, you know, just because she smiled at you, that don't mean she wants you.
That's true.
Because sometimes those are a lot. You know, so I'm just being honest. Like
That's true,
sometimes
though.
those
You're
are lies
being
we tell ourselves.
Yeah.
Because what happens, you fabricate this story in your mind.
Absolutely.
She like me.
Yeah.
She want. She ain't thinking about you.
And then it comes because you are married. Oh,
I still got it.
girl, his wife don't know what he doing. I know she thinking about
It
him.
ain't about
I know.
Yeah.
Girl.
Missionary, please.
Okay.
But I'm saying.
But I
that
get
it's
what
not
you're saying,
always-
though. It's not about that.
Why you
Girl,
saying
he
that?
picked my purse
head,
up off
my
the
eyes
floor.
just skipping through the church and I'm
So what you're saying is
He picked
So
my
I
purse up off the floor, girl.
So I get what you're
You
saying,
don't even do
though.
that for his wife. Pay attention.
How you
sis.
know?
But like I said,
Right.
he is
Yes,
worth.
he do be
But he is
intelligent.
worth the waiting
Smart
around.
people.
It is worth waiting around to see how things go.
But can I say this though?
Mhm.
But he may be worth
It's
it.
because black men got away from me.
I ain't got time.
I'm not.
Cal,
Not even-
Cal, come on, man.
Not the old
You
So-
crazy? Come on over here.
Well, what you say?
But the thing is, not only is he worth it, but do
I'm
you,
worth it,
you
yeah.
believe that?
Yeah.
So
We're gonna have a wedding.
I would say I know. So I would, but I'm just being honest. I would say in situations like that, a lot of times though, I'm just gonna say it. A lot of times with women in relationships,
Mhm.
they put their worth on the
They
value
do.
of that relationship.
Yeah.
They feel like, oh, I'm dating a doctor,
Mhm.
so now that means I'm valuable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But you may be dating a guy who works for waste management, but he
And still
respects you.
valuable. And still valuable.
You know, but
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it
definitely.
almost go back to old girl
Yeah, definitely.
in the marriage, 15 years, and
Yeah.
she can't see that.
6 figures kept her.
To me, it doesn't matter about what a man does in the world. It never matters at all. But I get it. What, it matters to you, Archie? What a man does in work? It don't matter for me. You can work at Burger King. As long as you got the ambition to want to move up at Burger King, we good to go. I don't care
Kanye
about...
said he made a Benz out of a Datsun. Made a Datsun out of a Benz. I'm
But
just
I
saying,
don't-
he went from a Datsun
But
to
I'm
a
just
Benz.
saying, I don't care. That doesn't... I just want to know what your drive is and what you want to do. But
Yeah.
I'm willing to sacrifice because, like I say, because like people get into relationships and be like, well, when you gonna see this person this weekend? Well, this person is an actual teacher, got actual stuff going on, you know. But I'm still comfortable with myself. Whereas, you know, I come there, you go there, it doesn't matter because you are a real man. You know what I'm saying? You're not some thug in the streets that ain't got nothing to do.
Yeah, you met up at the time when he said, "Listen, you caught me here." But I,
Yeah, like you're a track and field coach, baby. Hey, listen, I got your whole schedule on my phone.
Yeah.
So,
She's serious.
He's a track and field coach?
yeah, he's
Tell
real.
him we need a coach. We need a coach. Manny needs a coach.
She's big time track and field coach. Yeah, so I got
That's
schedule.
a good job, right?
No,
there.
I'm talking about private coach.
But I just know that. But that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I see prospects, so it doesn't matter to me. What do you say?
So what she's saying, I can sit home and not do nothing as long does it take care of business. No, Negro. What she's saying is you still need to have a job. Have a job.
You still need a job. You need a
You
job.
invited him over here, huh?
You need a job. I'm just saying you can work at McDonald's or Burger King and still.
We'll-
Yeah.
we'll
And
see
this
champagne
place got
poppin'.
benefits, and they ain't making no look in double digits at Burger King and McDonald's right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
They really are.
And they got benefits.
But I don't look at stuff like that.
I think the Bojangles was hiring at starting at $18.
Well,
Yeah,
an
Bojangles
hour.
wasn't playing. Hey, Brandon. Hey, Bojangles ain't high. They playing. They ain't playing. $18
I
an hour.
wonder.
Yeah, nah, they ain't.
I'm trying to get to grad school, so I work part-time job.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
The season fries.
So
and
that's
the
what
rest
I
is-
want to know. Make sure I wasn't doing wrong by giving you an ultimatum. Like it's not an ultimatum. I'm just like you need to have something to play. You know, the school's healed.
Lord, he
Or
gonna
something. You know what I'm
A
saying?
lot of schools.
And he only got one
Yeah.
hand. Come on, Gil.
Yeah, so that's all I was just saying. I was just like, am I
Well,
pressing?
I don't know. I just don't want to hurt nobody. That's all.
What you mean?
You say he good, but I just don't be praying.
She watching. She watching.
You can watch.
We watching.
We watching as well as
I'm gonna
waiting.
bring him over
But he
here.
sound. But how old is he again?
47.
This is the thing about something like that. whenever you have somebody that's doing that, he's been through all the crazy.
But when I see him praising the Lord in the room by himself,
Ooh, baby. Ooh, is there something about that? You know?
Okay.
when the music was playing on the TV and he was in that crowd,
What they
He
is.
really-
you,
I told you
honey,
Yeah,
listen.
he is.
When you're praising the Lord by yourself, in front of no one, you
That's
praising
the best,
God?
honey.
That made me want to do
Baby,
church.
listen.
Get in church.
Ain't nobody around. You praising God alone?
But this is right here, probably beside the door waiting for him.
That's what I'm like.
He's ready to come on out.
And then let me, and
got
it's like he
something for you,
ushering
God.
Turn the light back on. We gotta go back in there.
Exactly,
It's like you're ushering in the presence of God.
Lord.
Let me go to my notebook and write down what God is saying.
Baby, it ain't, we
Come
can do
over
it.
here.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Come over here and get these.
I'm
scriptures.
waiting right
I got a few scriptures to lay
Yeah,
down.
when I see you, and then when I see my kids calling you, talking about their problems of the day. Oh, baby, listen.
here. Rooster
Oh,
could
that's
never.
awesome.
When
That
Simone
is
calling you,
awesome.
talking about the problems she's having, and Simone don't talk to nobody.
Rooster could never. Georgie could never.
Georgia
Oh,
Forge.
man.
Georgie.
Y'all got the smoke tonight, George and Rooster.
And guess what? I sent y'all the link to watch it. So
Don't come after me. I'll so bad.
but when my kids are calling you in the morning, telling you about this, that, and the other, that's a big thing. Because my turn on Simone don't talk to nobody.
The kids can see when you got something that's working.
She definitely don't.
No. And
But I
when,
tell you what, the defining moment of any relationship is when you start to go through conflict.
yeah, we went through that. And I was like, listen here.
But I will say,
Listen here.
man,
Because I'm the mean person. I'm not like that kind of mean right there. I'm not that mean like you.
what?
I don't know why you be looking up
You
like
know why you doing like that?
Why you be looking up like
I'm
that?
mean. We
I'm
Virgos. I'm not your mean, but I'm mean.
You can hang with Bone Thugs and Harmony.
You
right?
can't.
And be good.
I am a sweetheart.
Girl, now,
Money man,
Oh,
with the
y'all.
money man.
me and you was one and the same. I'm gonna tell you off.
Take that head off.
When somebody sitting there listening to you on the phone, you see it on the video. Okay, whatever you say. Then you know you don't like. Listen. This is what you about to do.
Yep.
That's how I talk.
My brother said church women is something else. Well,
But did he
you wouldn't know until you had one.
Did he say that?
Exactly, sir.
He said you church women or something.
How would you know?
I'll be back.
Okay.
My brother is
He
crazy.
is something else.
That we is. That's we is, sir.
Can my
And
brother
Chris,
answer
you
the
can't
question?
talk about no right. Shut up.
I know Chris ain't up
Can
here.
my brother answer the question?
This is good. This is good.
So now, how do we feel about? So we talked about men and women in finances, men and women in church. What about men and women in the family structure?
What do you mean?
Because the notion is mom is the nurturer,
Mm-hmm.
dad is the disciplinarian. And so you have a lot of households who base their households on how they were brought up.
Oh,
And so now
that's
here we are
right.
in new age, and roles are beginning to have reversed. They have switched.
That's bad. Yeah.
And so now you have a lot of dads that are rearing the kids,
Yeah.
and mama's working.
Mhm.
And they comfortable with it.
They're comfortable with it, and now they're seen as the house dad.
I just seen,
Bless you.
bless you. I just seen Steve Harvey and a few other guys talking about this very situation, and the dude was trying to explain to Steve Harvey it's okay for a man to stay home and raise and take care of the kids while the mom goes out and work. And Steve Harvey was just like, like that's some punk to me. We ain't
Well,
doing that.
I don't think it's a punk thing. I don't think
I
that.
don't either.
I think well, it's kind of like if a man don't have no job. Okay, it's kind of he a good man, he have no job, but he take care of stuff in the household.
Mm-hmm.
That's equal enough to finances. You get what I'm saying? That's
Yeah, I
all.
think it would make me feel masculine.
I don't think it would.
For me personally.
If it's a for everything, then you different.
Yeah. And what if you've been doing it a long time?
Well, tell him what we just said.
So the comment now is, how do men feel about being house daddies while their wives are working.
Because that's becoming a common thing.
Yeah. Well, when I lost my job, when we went to quarantine, I was home for 3.5 months, keeping the kids.
Yeah.
And it was temporary, but the brain came to me and asked me. She said, because we pay $2,800 in daycare.
How much a day?
$2,800.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Oh, and stop.
$2,800.
Stop.
Let me
And
pick
he
up.
trying to put that spirit on you.
Them children staying
Yeah,
at
bring
home.
it
It's a lot of space in here.
Hey, they been
A
outside.
lot of space. That could be a.
Hey, open up.
I see you, Lord.
Hey, cover the walls up.
They
Fill
only
the
cleaning
walls.
the dirt at the house. They want to
Yeah,
go to
it is.
They can-
Well, I mean, yeah.
Thinking
So.
mud pie.
2,800.
Yeah.
And
Child care.
do we do? I see this part of childcare
We
at
do.
the church.
But what you was
Well,
gonna say
yeah,
about
that's
that?
something one.
Like, how did
Yeah,
you
so
feel about it?
she asked me about it. She was like, hey, and of course, with school
Yeah.
and everything, and she was like, what? Yeah, I was doing a certification, and she said, well, now you can focus on that, and
So she was giving you good things what you can do.
yeah, this is what my wife was telling me, and I was
Yeah.
like, I said, oh, nah, I can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, she said, but you're doing it right now. I was like, yeah, I can't do that. I was like, stay home, like you go to work and then, but see this, now wish
Like
you
I
was
got nowhere
here.
to go, technically.
Yeah, like when you get home, I gotta go and break.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Go out.
And the dinner should be done.
I was about to say, and
The
then
clothes.
Now,
You got
yeah,
apron
now,
on.
now, yeah.
You dusted everything.
Look how he looking.
Now, but look though, I will say this here. I will say,
You are
I will say this,
stupid.
though.
Oh my God.
I enjoy cooking though, like
Oh, okay.
because my dad, growing up, he, whenever he would work long hours.
Yeah.
So a lot of times when he was would be off, he would be off for like a few days at a time,
Mm-hmm.
and because he's when he got out of the military, he was doing the same thing.
Mhm.
So yeah, but anyways, I kind of grew up with him cooking and cleaning and he was very very well put together, and so I couldn't do it.
No.
And part of the reason, honestly, and most recently, the conversation has come up again.
I mean, that's a lot of money.
It is, and then with being in grad school,
That's a lot.
Dang.
it is one
We
of
ain't gonna
those.
talk about it.
Yeah,
Ugh.
but
$800, they will have to learn how to watch themselves.
and
Put these bills
Zipporah,
together.
Zipporah's about to be 12. I
Yeah.
mean, not 12. She's already
13.
13 this
Oh,
year.
There go your help.
So
Oh.
I'm thinking about
Help.
pulling out from school and letting her help raise these kids.
I know that.
Her brothers and sisters, raise these kids.
Raise them.
And you can always go back to school.
So that's what they used to do back in the day now.
It's all the help.
You
Right.
ain't help us teacher. You
gotta go
gotta
work.
work. You
you don't get that iPhone for free.
Hey, you gotta work for that phone.
Well, my brother did it. He did it. He
Cal?
did it. No, my older brother.
Jeff's not cows.
He
boy.
did it.
Oh,
She
sorry,
went
Cal.
to work. She went to work. He cooked. He cleaned. Had the boys bathe in bed on time.
That's the life, baby.
Is this-
Listen.
Is this Chris?
But listen.
Yeah.
But
This
listen.
Chris?
That is a life.
it is.
That's working
And that's a
money.
job.
That's a
It's a
job.
full-time job.
What you think, Casey, about that?
Oh, hey, look, he just said the same thing I said. Heck yeah. Daycare's the devil.
They can use a devil.
I rebuke you, but I'm telling but seriously though, if I be honest, oh baby, that's why the conversation came to get.
That's about $1,000 extra, B.
I know Alex.
Well,
Right.
look, it's
But
gonna-
Alex works
it's
a
gonna be-
job. They pay
it's
for
gonna be
the
a-
daycare. It's a week. It's $1,500 a week. Well, Alex work at
Oh.
daycare. It's $1,500. This is a week. But they teach them foreign
They-
languages, so.
Yeah, they.
I don't care what they teach.
How
They
much
teach
is
me Kuna Matata.
$1,500 a week. She teaches
$1,500 a
$1,500
week.
Yeah.
Kill me.
But they teach you foreign language. They feed you nice little sushi and stuff. So.
But I will say honestly though,
No, that's bougie.
I don't know. Like when you think about it,
$1,500 a week, y'all.
A week?
I'm in wrong profession.
The cheapest.
That's why I'm getting my 70K
That's
Is
that's
this
a
a
new
newborn?
one.
Is this an infant?
Kitty corner, that's
It's an
exactly what it is.
Yeah, kitty
It's an
corner.
infant.
Yeah, it's that's the whole daycare itself. They didn't call it. They call it learning center or something.
Mother said that's
That's
where Sonny reside.
you know you
Well,
know
can you
on
hurry
Kitty
up and
Corner-
open up your daycare, woman of God? Thank you already.
I mean, that's what money is. That's what your money is in, though. in
God,
daycare.
sure.
And don't have 2 kids. Don't have 2. Yeah, you breaking your bank.
That's mortgage. Somebody mortgage.
Entrepreneur mind of mine, I would take a relative that don't want to work and say I don't mind. So I say,
Well, see,
quit
this
your
is-
job. I'm gonna figure this out, so I'll pay you.
That
And-
have a heart for kids
yeah.
Yeah.
and don't mind $2,800 and don't mind.
Stuck on that.
I am, and
I
that's a
offer-
lot of
yeah.
money.
I offered a family member who is used to not really working,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's it.
and I said,
That's why Uncle Chris
I'll
love
pay you.
kids.
I'll pay you $1,800 a month
I mean, if you
To
want to be
keep
the daycare,
your-
I'll pay you.
to keep your family,
That's more than my mortgage.
and
Period.
they backed out.
Are you serious?
Backed out.
So they refused to make that
Refused.
$1,800.
I even said the detached
Ain't nobody
garage
getting a
behind,
nanny.
you know, the building behind the house. I would even convert that over in a room,
And you stay home there.
and you can stay back there.
You can teach them like in real school.
Yes, I said, cause we got a detached building behind the house. I said I will convert it over to a tiny house.
Teach about what I was
You can do. But yeah,
Me, that's the one to go.
Hey,
with.
but I get you though. I get you. Yeah,
Straight up.
yeah, I get what you're
As
saying.
soon as
But
she-
and I will
Tight.
say who keep the kids though. Who keep the kids like
She's
is
good.
Yeah, yeah.
They gonna learn how to make homemade cookies and everything.
Oh my god.
They gonna be bringing cookies and cakes.
But I like
She make these little things that we had.
Jesus Christ.
Oh Lord, there's some sweet treats, and I'm not a sweet eater, but let me tell you something. The glory that had fell upon them sweet treats. Her son Kyle, Chris took him home. He didn't want to share. Whole pan home.
Talk about the goody
but like I
bars.
said, I don't care if a man stay at home and take care of what you got to do. It don't matter.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
baby, would you
We thought about that
out of
too.
work? If
A
I
nanny.
said, okay, babe, I'm making 100,000 plus.
Who you?
Yeah.
Oh,
What you say? I'm gone.
Reason being,
What about 2 weeks in?
Hey, Jay say my ego is not messy.
especially like the finish up school.
man, yeah, you know, opportunities, anything that a man says, you know, I wouldn't mind going to get a certification or whatever, that's your window.
Yeah,
Yep.
it
I wouldn't
is.
say do it and say, okay, that's what I'm gonna do for now. Put
Yeah.
my suits away, that's what I'm gonna do. I'll open up everything I possibly can do. Explore, because I don't want to be 60 plus and say, man, those 10 years I was at the house, I could have started the business. Watch all the young guys running around. I could have did that. So I would do that. Now, if I had no ambition other than do what I'm doing,
Yeah.
it'd be hard.
But that's where ego is
Give-
at. That's
give
where
me-
your ego is not.
Give me
your
about
own.
a year and a half. I'm gonna get you there.
Yeah. But yeah.
Retire him.
But
Yeah.
I think somebody
That's
did
what we're
talk
talking
about
about.
that.
I definitely
But I
am.
have a
Somebody-
mindset of making,
Tap
you know,
around.
Yeah.
10 times. If I say, she said I'll bring 100, so I'm gonna go out here and I'll produce at least double that. That's
Yeah.
my goal. So if I'm actually inching the 55, the 100, the whatever I'm getting up there, so I'm actually having some ambition to go somewhere. I'm not saying, oh man, good, put my hand behind my back. Then that's a lazy one.
Wow, but you know what? You right, bro.
Who here?
Because
I know.
That's why-
I'm about to go.
And he got a broke hand.
Yeah, look at the cricket.
Oh, I took it off.
Oh no,
He
good.
took it off for the cameras because he
Good.
was
You
about
gotta
to
stare
run
and
off.
watch it. You gotta stare.
hey, Cal, now so sit right there. Sit right there.
Oh, y'all don't want me on that show. This is a holy show. Let's keep it that way. Y'all doing great.
holy?
You're great.
It's not holy. Wait a minute.
Intertwine Jesus in the show.
Was
My
on
mouth is not.
We don't care about your
Yeah,
mouth.
you
why
know
you-
how-
They
Hey,
can go back and beat and
Why
edit
did you
it.
come way over here?
Come on here.
Come on in the room,
You
bro.
came here, you might as well
Let
come.
me see what's in the cupboard.
Wait.
He
In
gonna
the
be-
cupboard. Oh, can you bring one of those delicious
Hey.
donuts?
Bro, what?
What's up? What's up?
Bring the
But
donut tray up.
Bring
Yes,
the
just bring the
donut tray
donut
up
tray.
to
I'm
me.
not-
That's all I was, yeah.
But I will say, honestly, for
Still,
me,
they
that
still
was
bring
the
the
whole,
donut.
that was the whole purpose
Hey,
of
bring
going
that
back
donut
to
tray.
school was because you're
We
talking
got one
about.
already.
I didn't think I was smart enough.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? I didn't think I was smart enough and whatever. So
But that's when your wife is there to encourage you and give you the confidence.
Absolutely,
that you can.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that makes a lot of sense.
But she did say, she said, you know, she said that's how people used to do it back in the day.
I mean,
She said, like, while one was bettering themselves,
The other.
it's just for a season. I mean, grad school ain't that long.
You know, Hispanics do. Hispanics do.
But you know
but
what?
I got played when I admit it.
You got
I got played whenever, and it's no shade if my baby daddy ever look at this, because it's not any shade. But we had a conversation that I would kind of put off my dream until he finished school, which it took a little longer. But I remember I had just hit 30s. I don't know if I had just had Caleb. And he told me it was like, we were on our way to his graduation. And he told me it was like, oh yeah, I mean to tell you, I applied for to get my master's.
Well, baby, you gonna be doing it on your own because I ain't staying home now. Bud home, stay home long enough now.
And it was like, what? Like, what about what we discussed?
Sure
Like, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, it hurt my feelings. I mean, but I had to open my eyes and realize, okay, girl, you did this for the kids. You didn't
In
do
case
it
you
for
said
y'all.
right now, babe, I think because you made this amount of money, go ahead.
Man.
I'ma handle it.
You know,
And
like
watch the kids, but my only request would be because, you know, I mean, everyone knows we're not trying. And if a baby does come to be, right?
Oh my God.
I want us to be in a comfortable place financially because $310 every 2 weeks, $620 a month. Multiply that times 2. No.
I
It
mean,
is getting more and more
$2,800 over here.
expensive.
It's $225 for an infant a week.
But I know, I know.
For a baby?
Yes.
That's really, it went up.
And sometimes
I
they go up.
Miss Carrie used to take foods down.
But I know with, oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Eat better than that.
My children had the best daycare provider, Tiny Sherman Daycare.
And ain't good food.
And ate good.
We need a Miss Carrie.
We went, you know, we would have.
Where are you?
She passed away.
My God.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
Miss Carrie passed away. She was a great daycare provider. to my
But I
kids.
know when
And it was an in-home daycare.
But I know before Rashawn passed away, I made a decision whereas I wasn't gonna work because it was too much money. It was too much money to send to Moan and Catherine school.
It's a lot.
But he sat there and he got his master's degree. And I said, y'all come on out of the room, you did doing schoolwork. You know what I'm saying? So I still supported that. And then when he got finished, he was like, well, wait a minute. It's something you don't have. You need to get it.
I didn't.
You got it.
You got it.
Yeah, and I got it. You know what I'm saying? So but that's what I'm saying. It was that support there because you got to support.
You got to balance each other out.
Yeah.
I agree.
I was like, y'all ain't got everyone you did trying to get his stuff together.
So you did work while he did do his master's?
No, I stopped working because it was too much money to send Simone and Catherine to daycare.
Yep.
That's a lot of money.
I know.
That's why a lot
My
of people
kids
say
were
it's
in
in
private daycare. I didn't do public.
So he's still.
Y'all better go in there and get that free lunch.
No, you paying for it. You best believe you paying
Hey,
for
you
it.
paying for that?
No.
Bring home that juicy. Put that juicy in his bag. I paid for it
My
already.
church said we're not eating free lunch. Captain said I need a Caesar salad with chicken on it, grilled chicken. Where's my Caesar salad with grilled chicken and my little croutons?
I came home with Michael said,
Y'all, they were de la petite.
Where's my little thing of my dressing that goes inside?
That daycare?
No, that's what Catherine wants now. That's
Michael
what she
said,
said.
Daddy, I like the green beans at school.
You better eat all of them.
You better eat all the green
He
beans.
go to WCA. He's like, Daddy, I like the green beans at school.
Eat all the green beans. Michael said that. That's what that boy.
But you know, looking back at it, me and Casey, we were thinking about sending the kids to
Where is my-
Oh my God. Man,
Where's
they
my
didn't have a
potato?
microwave in that. They said they won't even.
It was 5-star, and they didn't get no food.
Daycare.
Wait,
Ain't
no-
even had no
no
microwave.
You left my
microwave, no
container
refrigerator.
downstairs?
Man, you looking for it right now.
They won't be going food no with me.
No.
I said it was way more expensive than we paying now. Like, you crazy?
And then the other one where we were gonna put Manny in pre-K or kindergarten, and they said it was $28,000 a year, and you had to fill out financial aid. I said, what?
Now this is what I brought to her attention.
Yes.
Now now this is another man of money that made this up too. Now if you had an opportunity to put your kid in a private school so they can get the best education, so where the average academically they can actually go to college. Their rate of kids going to school the whole time they go to college is like that. Versus going to public school where you can actually maybe pay in the back end when he wants to go to college. So you're going the free route, paying at the end. But I was telling my baby was that if we were blessed enough to put them in the forefront, private school, away from all the craziness, around great kids, whatever, and then they get something academically. Maybe if they don't, but they have a higher GPA where they can actually go to school, that's the money I put at the front end. Because the back end, I pay nothing.
So
I pay nothing on the back end because they go academically, sports, or whatever. So it's a lot less money. So I'm paying it when they're little, but at the end I don't. So I guess I was looking at do everybody.
It's
Does anybody
doubled
think
every freaking year.
so
It's
having
almost doubled every year.
it does in college too?
so having
I know.
When you're older, you have to.
You gotta tell me I got too
The
long.
kids will go to school and do that and come back. But if you're in college, you gotta nurture what they go to school for, what they want to do on the weekends. If they need a car, if they just need clothes. They go if they younger
So,
in and out.
No, so having a wife who is in the public school system, I'll be honest, at first I was kind of like, man, look, I went to public school. But, so Zipporah started out private, and she went all the way up to 5th grade.
Wow.
Yeah, and so this is no shade on
And your wife in the school system.
in the school system, but we sent her private. So there's no shade on anybody watching, but because
Sunglasses on.
listen, I know I wish mine were 10.
what you say,
but the issue for me is, to your point, is I felt like Zipporah, put it this way, she went to private school all the way up to 5th grade. How then does she now go to public school and she's now AIG?
That's a hard transition.
So my issue is, and this is what I said, was
She is or she ain't?
she is. So my question is, she went all the way up to 5th grade in a private school that's predominantly white. And
That's a big.
she made, the lowest grade she made ever was a B. I'm trying to figure out why
does she need it?
my daughter wasn't considered academically gifted at this private school where she's a little black girl. So I told my wife, pull her out, put her in public school so she can stand out
They definitely would.
and be recognized.
Catherine is
Yes.
an AIG too. Yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
And she works
Yes.
hard.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
and I so now the other thing too is I wanted her to have a balance.
She needs that balance.
She
That's
went
good.
she went to this predominantly white school where she's wearing a
needs
uniform,
balance. Yes, Lord.
and I wanted her to get a little taste of
Black people.
my Fayetteville side.
You need
Okay, got you. Okay,
I
got you.
wanted
I
her to
got you
I wanted her to be
completely.
able to experience
Yeah, that's
everything.
a good thing.
Everything's
Everybody
not.
don't think
You don't
like
go
that.
to chapel in public.
Yeah,
school.
don't
No.
not.
You get what I'm saying? And then with Michael, it was most important that he started out at private school. Because for me, he was a
Structure.
little black boy. And I was like, no, I want him to start out. But he loves it. Now, where other... Hey, watching. Where other little Dickersons and Matthews and Silences are going... And Cody. They're acting... They could cut nut. But not my son. So it just makes it.
But I agree with you because I'm going through a similar thing now with Catherine. Versus, I don't care. She goes to Town Creek Middle School, where it's predominantly that. So she would say something, and they would take it as such. And I told Renee about that. They'd take it as that, and when it's like that's just her sense of humor because they think you're angry. She ain't angry, so she needs. So now she's going to transfer to the other school where we is at because she needs to be around
Where she
us.
going?
Leave middle school.
In the middle.
Because she need to be with us. Because when she go to high school, she
gotta
gonna
have
see
that
us.
Ain't ready.
She don't need that balance.
But that's good because parents do some parents let me just put her where they belong.
No, I'm not doing that.
that.
It's an
good segue on a little comment I got. Okay,
What
so I'm
is
doing
what
that.
did you say?
Okay.
Go
All
ahead.
right,
Go
so
ahead.
this is what happened.
Go ahead,
today. So I want you to tell me
Go ahead, bro. Go
what you
ahead.
think about this.
Go
all right?
ahead.
So I'm at work. My phone is going off. You know
What did my buddy do?
When I'm locked in, I just came from work. When I'm locked in, I'm locked in. You know I am.
Yeah, bro.
I'm in, right? Get a phone call. My ex-wife, Scoop,
Oh
need
no.
to call me
ASAP.
ASAP.
Okay.
What the girls do?
I already know it's tomorrow.
Yep.
I already know.
He got a
I
question
already know.
now.
Don't gotta question it.
He already know what it
know.
is.
She's a rowdy one.
Get on the phone. She says, you need to talk to your daughter. This is what happened. I said, okay. What happened?
What did you do?
Uh-oh.
And it's always funny. It ain't like something you can like.
She punched someone in the face.
Oh, somebody didn't call me and tell me that.
Okay? So
Please,
I
for her
said,
mother.
she's like, you gotta tell her she can't be putting her hands on people. She can't be doing that. I said, well, why did she punch him in the face?
Yeah.
Like, why? What's the reason? So I said, you know what? Put Zamar on the phone. So Zamar's like, oh, so I said, don't worry about it. Just tell me what happened. Like, just tell me what happened. Well, he called me this, and it's a bad word, and I don't want to say it. I said, just go ahead and say it. I ain't gonna get mad. So, called her a thought.
Oh.
And
That hole over there.
Oh.
and she went right up to him in the
That's
class
my girl.
and punched him right in the face.
That's my girl.
That's my
I'm
girl.
sorry.
That's what she did.
Watch your mouth.
Yeah.
Talking to me,
Yeah,
boy.
wrong one.
Take that.
Wrong
Right.
one.
So I said,
I didn't have it
she
back
said,
then,
I'm sorry. I
Susan, but
said,
Zamara's a no.
so she said, I'm sorry. I said, don't be sorry.
Neither.
And this brings me to what
Get
you
him
said.
spice.
There should be a balance, but sometimes there ain't a balance.
Yeah.
Especially when you're doing co-parenting long distance.
Yeah, yeah,
right?
you're right.
Because when they with me, she know it's on time. You're not gonna disrespect me. Say something else.
That's it.
Something else. Back. Just like that.
Yeah,
Right?
Just like that.
Now, from different cultures, turn the other cheek. I get all that. Well, guess what?
Turn
The
that.
one time, so me and
Turn that
Uba
cheek.
kind of got in a disagreement.
Oh.
Right? Not a bad disagreement. You know, we don't argue, but it was a disagreement in parenting. I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, I ain't gonna let nobody disrespect you.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna let nobody disrespect Tori, and I damn sure ain't gonna let nobody disrespect my daughters. And they know not to let a man disrespect them.
That's
right.
right.
That's right.
And they both
Yeah.
do.
They got to
So,
stand up for
That's
themselves.
where you can tell her to control her or whatever, but there is a limit, and if a man crosses that limit, you know what time it is.
Yeah.
Either daddy coming or you gonna take care of it.
Yeah.
I said, so instead of you being upset with your daughter, you need to go back up to that school and
figure
set a
out-
conference
Yeah.
with that boy's parents.
Yeah,
That's
so,
right.
yeah. You have to be in conflict because now your babies are watching to see how you're gonna handle it.
Because all Catherine said was, boy, you must be on your period. She got in trouble for that.
What?
She said it to another boy.
Well, I have a
Got
friend
trouble.
girl who,
Huh?
You got in trouble?
with,
I called
with
told them off, though.
the kids, they go to a white school because that's where they want them to go. And her son, one of the kids called him a nigger. He punched him in his face.
As he should.
Who got sent home?
The little boy did. Because he put his hands on him.
Who didn't get in trouble?
The little boy that called him.
So you telling me he could call me a nigger?
But that's what I'm saying. And the thing about it right now, like, yeah, but the thing about it right now is like, if in a coworker of mine said he kind of had the same issues with his
Real.
right.
Oh,
He took his child out and put her in homeschool
Yeah.
because bullying
I can see
is
that.
so
It's
bad.
real.
Yeah.
It's
You
real.
know, it's coming from all angles. You got cyberbullying, you got people actually getting bullied at school. Like, it's
And
an
kids are
actual
committing
thing.
suicide because they're being bullied.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, hey, look. Well, I told Michael the other day he has a maroon burgundy
So we
coat,
gonna find out about that.
and the little boy said, "Oh, that's you got on a girl color coat." And I told Mike, I said, what did you say? And he said, I told him this is my coat. I said, yep. And when you go to school tomorrow,
Go ahead and say it.
The face came out. Let that
I
face
said, yeah, when
out.
you go to school tomorrow, you tell him, you walk right over him, you tell him, you don't worry about what my coat is.
No, for real.
coat of many colors.
Yeah, and I told my son, I said, listen,
Joshua.
you
Joseph.
you tell the teacher one time
Brandy.
One time. You let them know.
that you were hit. One time. If you get hit again, you hit them back.
Never told my children, but if you get them back.
Well,
But you gotta do that now though. You can't.
because that was my rule. My dad gave us.
Like on a record now.
They
If
hit you
get beat
first?
up,
They hit you
get beat
first?
up, I'm gonna beat you up when you
Yeah,
get
And you better not come home and and find out.
Yeah, it's going down.
My dad said no, because he said, if you come home and tell me you're getting suspended for fighting, the first question I'm going to ask you
Did you win?
No, did you tell the teacher?
Oh.
Because then his thing
Oh,
is
no.
now I don't have an issue with you. I have an issue with the teacher because the teacher is the
I
authority.
do my kids.
I never told the teacher anything. I just went on and
Oh.
My kids
I
just
got in
got
trouble
tripped.
for fighting in the
Yeah,
locker
they got
bay.
tripped.
I got in trouble for
You
fighting.
know.
Gabe punched the dude the kid in the face for making fun of Michael Jackson.
Yes, he sure did. Yes, he
Oh,
sure
We're not gonna talk about Michael Jackson.
Gabe still love
I
my
love
cousin
Michael
like
Jackson.
Yeah.
Say it again.
this baby
His
got a
daddy
whole
knew
This
too,
mother.
though.
Mother down.
But it can't.
Mother said. What mother said.
But they can be handled with words. She can read down Mount Everest and make them feel like crap. I know that's right. Use them words, but sometimes words don't matter.
She obviously.
Because they
She
parents-
definitely did. She
Which one?
definitely
See,
did.
that's the sign right
Definitely
there.
did.
She needs to go back.
I got it. I wish you were the
She
mother. How gentle you are right now.
Forgot.
I needed you to be gentle when we were in school.
Trying to
don't
fight
work
people
like
at the
that.
park.
It don't work like
I
that.
got in trouble for a girl
You
trying to fight
supposed
me.
to.
No.
It's the great.
No.
I don't
They
know.
tried to jump me. You ain't never gonna jump me.
It
Not
doesn't matter.
never.
They didn't know this side of
Not
mama.
never.
They don't know. Mama has put. I ain't
It's a grandma now.
You know what?
I ain't
That's
gonna
real.
put her
My
hands
kids,
She gonna put her
my
hands
kids
on me.
definitely say
Go
that.
for it.
Like,
Yeah.
That one right there.
Kids, what you gave us? No.
She's so gentle
These
and
is
kind
babies.
now.
Yeah, they just
They
mama.
like that.
Yeah, let them tell
That's
us
what
now.
Absolutely
they
not.
know.
Absolutely not.
I'm not doing my
Oh,
grandkids.
yeah.
Put her hands right on me.
Whoa,
Take them to get ice cream.
Oh, okay. Until you make Big Red mad, and then you
Look.
gonna see Big Red.
Oh God,
Yeah,
y'all don't
I'm
want
gonna
to
tell
see
y'all a
that
quick.
bad.
I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story. When Kia first had Manny, she came home, right? And Mama was holding Manny in her left hand. She told me to do something. I was a senior, right? She told me to do something. I'm like, man, I don't feel like doing it. I gotta go do this, whatever. Bafoo! She was holding Manny in her right hand. My mama's right-handed. She threw the glass with her left hand and it went
Don't you say it?
right past my face. She got angry and she
Don't you say it. She already said it.
She's delivered.
I mean, I know that. I know
She's
Kia.
delivered
I know
now.
y'all get it from
And
somewhere.
don't let nobody talk about Chris. It's
Oh
her.
no, not the golden one.
She
delivered
really gonna put her hands on you.
It was-
I bet you won't say nothing.
Well, Chris
I
told
bet
me
you
I
won't
ain't
say
deserve no
nothing.
cookies, and I'ma see him for that.
She delivered now.
My mama is the lady off of TikTok. I bet you won't run off.
I bet you gonna run out. But I bet you gonna run out.
About mine.
I bet you gonna run
Put
out.
her hands
She
on
told me you better
No,
not.
kid, that's me. I
I
bet
ain't
you
gonna
gonna
tell the
run
story,
out.
Mom. I ain't gonna tell the
I
story.
bet you won't run. Oh, because she got to fight when I had Manny.
Oh yeah, that's when you got back. So there was two.
No,
She beat-
no,
She beat up.
no,
Oh no,
no.
that was when you
That was
first
the
had
day
it.
after I had Manny.
What?
That was the day after Kia had me.
Yeah. She had a little girl on the car. She
Y'all
was
let you
choking
come
up
from
on
mission either.
Wait, we're gonna say the story off the air because I'm.
Y'all need to run out.
Well, folks, it's been a great show tonight.
We had about y'all had 2 hours of us.
Oh yeah, it's time to
I'ma
go.
let
And I was not. It's spicy.
Y'all go ahead
And
and
I
close
was
it out.
calm.
We're gonna close it down.
So beautiful.
Thank you.
With the quote.
I am.
You were so
Thank-
beautiful today.
I know, so proud of you.
What's the show topic?
Oh, we have a.
We did. We told you.
What's the show topic, brother?
Man's ego versus her confidence, and we went through all of that, mother.
We did. Okay, so let me read my quote of the day.
Tammy's gonna do quote of the day.
I am learning every day to allow the space between where I am and where I want to be to inspire me and not
Yeah,
terrify me.
There you go.
And that's by actually, I didn't write that one. That's Tracy Ellis Ross.
Good stuff. I like that.
So, like I told you, the show was definitely long, but it was a good show. It was a good conversation. We have one more week of doing March Madness Men's Takeover. So we thank you all for joining us tonight.
I won't
And
miss the next one.
Oh God, Terrell said he won't miss the next one.
Every Tuesday.
Good night, everybody.